And now, all because Comics Division doesn't know how to type in chat, it's Monday Disco Meltdown. And now, a man Gary Coleman once called the best body double he ever had, it's Ian K. No, that opening, that still sounds kind of gay.
Hey, that's you.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Monday. I'm tired. I'm sure you guys are too, but we're going to have a fun time of it anyway. Yeah, lots of interesting stuff going on in the Marvel front, or actually Disney front, as various actors are like, fuck you guys, I'm out. Or done or whatever. But I'm going to bring over the rest of the panel because we got a lot of stuff to talk about.
Because you're the owner of a lonely heart.
I guess it's better than an owner of a lonely fart. Okay.
Somebody's texting.
My wife just texted me the story about that first human case of flesh-eating parasites detected in the U.S. I was like, yep, I saw that earlier.
Oh, lovely. Flesh-eating parasites.
Well, that's courtesy of Bill Gates. So.
Is that going to get us, or is it going to be the new variant of the coof?
I don't know who this us is, Canadian.
Yeah. All I know is that if they aren't arresting Bill Gates like every day this week, I'm going to be surprised.
Okay, how is this flesh-eating virus connected to Bill Gates culture?
Well, where's it coming from?
Bill
I don't know.
Gates'
Where is it coming
ass.
from?
Bill Gates' ass.
Well,
maybe it's coming from his moob sweat.
Isn't this the mosquito-borne thing?
I'm trying to look it up.
So, Brahma, I'll
the
tell you
story's coming out of ABC Chicago.
I can tell you the difference between you and the US getting it by accident. In Canada, our government will provide it to us, okay? They will provide us with the flesh-eating parasite.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
And they'll apologize while they're doing it. Sorry.
I would say the nation of Canada is kind of a flesh-eating parasite, but, whatever.
Well, I'd say
Looks like the story says the patient came back from El Salvador.
Okay.
It's probably Maryland Man.
I was going to say, is it Maryland Man?
Maryland Man, yeah.
You saw they let him go, right?
Yeah.
Again.
Well, then he turned himself into ice, and then the judge decided to slow walk this again on him being sent to Uganda.
No, the judges don't have that ability. Good
we
Lord.
know.
No,
but they're trying to handcuff him every chance they get to keep him from sending people out of country that don't belong here, that are MS-13, that beat their wives allegedly.
Indeed. What's up, Tox? How you doing, man?
I'm all right.
Yeah. So,
right
through the Bill Gates,
go ahead, Culture.
So through the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, they have been breeding tens of millions of mosquitoes.
Okay.
They claim to be eradicating mosquito-borne diseases, and I don't believe that's what they do.
Like malaria and dengue fever.
Yeah, well, and apparently, I don't think that's what this last batch was for.
Well, I mean,
aren't
they trying to like breed mosquitoes to basically vaccinate people like en masse?
That wouldn't surprise me either.
Which sounds
John
dangerous.
Cusack show. I think it was on Netflix. And a bunny rabbit in it. Utopia. And that was it.
Oh, I didn't realize John Cusack was in that.
Yeah,
Okay.
He was the evil billionaire.
Now, by the way, one of the freaky things that he did in a TED Talk in 2009 was he brought a jar of malaria-infected mosquitoes and opened the jar in the crowd. He
Sounds
said
like 12 monkeys.
He said there's no reason. He said there's no reason only poor people should have this experience.
Are you fucking serious?
Is that Bill Gates or John Cusack?
Bill
Gates. Did anyone actually develop malaria as a result of that?
I don't have that information.
Okay.
If I was in the room, they would have all immediately swarmed me.
That's right.
Everybody would have been
Ah,
safe
wait,
but
wait.
me.
Have you
Okay.
considered that maybe Bill Gates has engineered them to do that, though, Brahma? Maybe that's
Possible.
you that he's
It's a
after.
possibility, but why
It's
me over Mad?
So what mosquito do we get bitten by to have this happen to us?
Any probably
What's
Bill,
happened
Bill,
to Sherry? Yeah,
Well,
that's
Probably
those are
Bill
much
and-
bigger than mosquito bumps.
yeah.
yes.
Bill is
In
an evil
Super
guy. He's a terribly evil man.
Yo,
so he needs to go to jail a lot and be buried under the jail. In fact,
He's not
Thank
the
you.
only one.
yeah,
He would be a
list.
good start.
Did you see what
He has
Tulsi
boobs,
Gabbard
you know.
Yes, he does.
moves?
Moves.
Did you see what Tulsi Gabbard laid out on Fauci this morning?
No, I
early?
didn't. I've been
She and Fauci made out?
No,
been rather disconnected from the internet, unfortunately.
no.
What happened?
She's got the evidence to put him in the ground too. Looking forward to that.
Good.
So
Well, and I heard
Despite his
I'm going to
immunity?
tell you
Yeah.
right now, all those pardons are going to get rolled back.
I hope so. That would
So
that'd be nice.
And I don't know if
Biden's-
you guys saw Tulsi's the photo of her turning out
Yes.
for workout with Hegseth.
yes,
What?
looks
People,
like
people
Rogue
have already
getting
people have
ready
already
to teach the X-Men.
well they've already made her look like Rogue. I've already seen that photo.
Oh no
Yeah.
way!
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Let me see if I
I'm
can find it.
voting
God,
for
that's
her in
funny.
2028.
Gumby
That's for sure.
Spawn wins the internet tonight. Holy cow.
I did
Okay,
have something funny to say, but then Jason talked.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
can't
sorry.
remember what it was.
I'm sorry.
I don't know. I thought it was funny.
Oh, maybe
Go
maybe
back
it'll
over the
come to-
last 3 or 4 minutes of what you all said.
We were
Maybe
talking
I'll
about Bill
remember.
We were
Gates.
talking-
Bill Gates's boobs, man boobs.
No,
Is
it
that-
wasn't
And we were
that.
talking about Tulsi Gabbard in her workout outfit being
Right.
compared to Rogue from the X-Men.
Before
And she
that,
was
it was
arresting somebody. Oh, the auto pen. That's what
Yeah.
it
Yeah, the
was.
pardon.
Culture said that they were going to roll back pardons. So
Yep.
I cue the Biden at Walmart memes.
Yeah.
So as a greeter,
Yeah.
people coming through. Have you got your pardon today?
Welcome to Costco. I love you. Welcome
Yeah.
to Costco. I love you.
Welcome to Walmart. Have you received your pardon yet?
Pardons are on aisle
come over
2.
here. I'm going to
Yeah.
sniff your hair. Come here.
Aisle
Come
4,
here.
7, and 8 are for Crackos and Hunter. Right there, 4, 7, 8.
Dude, that picture of Banjo Kid from Deliverance really does look like a young Biden. when you see him
Yeah,
side
it
by
does.
side, that is fucking insane.
He's
Yeah.
old.
Yeah, he is old. All right, let's get some chats and we'll get into the show. Roland T. Reggie for the Big 50. I will be on the road Friday, and my route will have a Cracker Barrel on it. So I'm going to see if the location has taken the cracker out of the barrel. If it is like the culture memes I have been exposed to lately, I will just leave and eat at Freddy's.
The only cracker I want to
Freddy's.
see in a barrel is Roland going over a barrel in a Niagara Falls in a barrel. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
That used to be a
Okay.
fun hobby.
Until somebody
Mhm.
got pregnant. Don't ask
So-
me how.
Well, in that case, the way that goes, it would be the U.S. getting Canada pregnant. So
It's a tight
As
barrel.
long as the insertion of the thing making it pregnant is in
Puddin'
Ontario,
Cat
make
makes this
it in
funny.
Ontario. That's fine.
Well, you know the barrels have bungholes.
Indeed. he keeps
We're-
trying to.
We're too
I
old
think I
to
saw the
rob a
movie.
bank.
It's called Going in Style. These old farts just sit around and complain. Then rob
That
a
was-
bank.
That was George Burns, Art Carney, and Charlton Heston.
Mhm.
Charlton Heston?
Way to prove
No,
the
no,
old man part of it,
No,
Jason.
no, I'm sorry. Not Charlton Heston, Burt Lancaster.
Burt Lancaster.
Burt
All right.
Lancaster.
No, there you
I
go.
was going to correct you to prove that I was even older, but you corrected yourself and didn't have to do it.
I'm
Hey,
smart.
Pinochet, how you doing?
What's up, Pinochet? All right. TBG Monster for $2 says hi,
Hey, there's the
everyone.
man.
Hello,
Howdy.
sir. How are you? Also, gifted membership. Which
Thank
went to Twisted Reality. I don't know if I'm supposed to be including the numbers or not, but
Brian.
Brian McCann for $5 says, see more Vampire Bloodlines 2 gameplay. I'm seeing more and more goodness in the gameplay. Asmite and Bruhal look easy and aggressive. Well, I mean, they should be their two most, I would say, combative clans in Vampire. So, yeah, dude, I still need to watch that video you sent me. Unfortunately, I just wasn't able to get to it, even though I had time yesterday, but I was working on code.
Did you guys enjoy your limited time event for Netflix K-pop Demon Hunters? Because I know you guys just love that stuff.
No, but we are going to be talking about that because actually it made some pretty decent cash at the theater.
It was #1, so yeah.
It is a good movie, as my
and
said.
And apparently it was only in the theater over just Friday,
2 days.
Saturday, Sunday. Yeah.
Nope, not Friday.
2 days?
Yep.
Oh,
just
Saturday, Sunday. Really?
Yeah. In fact, even with like $3 million or whatever that what is the name of that?
Numbers?
Weapons.
Oh, weapons.
Yeah,
okay.
with weapons. I'm like, why did I say numbers? Even with weapons having a Friday, and it still couldn't beat it in the opening weekend. So
yeah, I mean that show seems to be pretty fucking popular, and that was really smart of Netflix to go and release that in the theater before dropping on streaming.
And it's
no, it's been on streaming already.
Yeah, it's been there. 110 million views of the film. The sing-along version just got released on VOD today.
Right. Well, and apparently that was an English dub that they did, and that's dropping today.
And not only that, consider just how many of the top 10 songs on Spotify is from that soundtrack.
Well, my grandkids are obsessed with it. The songs, and they are catchy.
Yeah.
The Sadger boys have got the better songs though than the Huntrix. The boys have got the better songs. Fight me on that one.
Oh, hey, I'm your Soda Pop
because I have no clue.
I'm Your Soda Pop is still my favorite song.
Yeah, absolutely. They have the best songs.
Listen, Gangnam Style, rules and all.
I don't think that was in the movie.
What?
I don't think that was in the movie.
Pen, Pineapple, Pineapple, Pen is the greatest of all time. 79 rock out to that all the time.
Absolutely. I like my hair down to that one.
That's true. That's true.
Well,
it got a little too much and it disappeared on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a huge pop fan.
I thought
not just pop fan, K-pop fan.
K-pop, that's right.
Soda Pop.
All right. Pinochet's helicopter tours for $5. I read an article today. Rumor is the Koof vax is getting pulled soon. Also, Fed chair got fired. Do you think that 47 will use the Fed to stop global homo communism and globalist forcing media?
Yes.
No.
I mean, it's a possibility.
Okay. Thanks, Tox.
Oh, no, it's too late. It's too late. So we've already reached the tipping point and the world wants to go authoritarian. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, Trump's already done it. So, yeah, we're going to have to go down this really bad road, which is great. As I said, I got about 15, 20 more years good in me, and then I'll be dead, and it's everybody else's fucking problem. So, I timed this right. So when I was born,
timed your birthright
was my parents timed it right. Apparently,
yeah, absolutely, I agree.
When I was born at the best time ever, because music 70s. Stop me if I'm lying. The music from 1960 through 1994 is the best time in music history.
I won't disagree.
Yeah,
does include grunge.
Western civilization peaked in that period.
Yeah, because you had Ozzy Osbourne and Pat Boone, who eventually collaborated on a song.
Pat Boone did a whole metal album, but not
that's right. I forgot about Pat Boone doing a metal album. That's hilarious.
Christopher Lee's metal albums were better, I have to say, though.
Yeah,
that's true.
Way better.
Well, Michael Bolton was not the dude that's going to get put in jail, but Michael Bolton, he had a metal band.
Heavy metal singer of the year.
Heavy metal singer of the year.
which did puzzle everybody at the time. But
I mean, it's
then again,
Jethro
Jethro
Tull
Tull,
isn't the greatest metal band.
best metal album of the year, Jethro Tull. But no,
Over
it's true. that
Metallica's Black. Yeah,
civilization peaked. Western
it's true.
civilization peaked in that time.
Heavy metal flute.
We've had the best of it.
Heavy metal flute. But anyway, it's all the greatest times ever have happened during my lifetime. The greatest ease we've ever had, the healthiest we've ever been, the most freedom that's ever been there, the most child trafficking that's ever been, the most slavery that's ever been. It's all happened during the time that I've been alive. And I'm going to die, and then it's your problem.
The most slavering.
So I don't care about it.
Well, I mean, I'm not terribly far behind you, so I don't think culture is either.
He's right up your rear, Talks.
What? Are we back in prison?
Pinot Shea for $2. Also, I was in Wally World today and found. Sorry, it just jumped on me. And found the strangest thing walking by the electronics area. Landman Season 1 on Blu-ray. No shit. Will other streaming services follow suit? Netflix, Amazon.
Mm-hmm. That wasn't the only one. We were in Walmart. Landman. You had all of the everything Taylor Sheridan done was on Blu-ray.
Well, that's actually smart of him. Okay, I mean, I can't speak for the other streaming services, but I'm pretty sure that Taylor Sheridan had something to do with that, and that's smart, very smart.
Makes sense. Everybody's buying it.
Yep.
And if they were going to bring out anything else on Blu-ray, culture, you can let me know. Did they do Stranger Things? Because that's about the only other thing that, I mean, from any of the other services that they might have done it with if they were going to.
Not yet, but they might. So, and again, it's the release cycle for that. But are we going to get into the ownership argument?
Mm-hmm. Of like whether you own a DVD or not?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. We can.
Well, there's a class action lawsuit that's been filed against Amazon today.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, and
do tell culture.
Yeah, Jason, you want to fill in some of the details? I'm sure you've read it. So
I caught the headline. I haven't read a story, but this is a big one if it goes through.
Yeah, yeah, and it's one of the times when it's very clear that this will start setting precedents. They're going to find out if the thing you buy at a store you actually own. Remember, this is the WEF wackadoodle globalist bullshit thing they're trying to do. And this VOD ownership lawsuit.
Okay. So it's going with VOD. Okay.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter. It's going to apply to all media.
Yeah.
But,
but specifically, this is over the whole thing with Amazon's.
Yes.
Fire. Yeah. If you go and buy a video, do you actually own it, or can they
Is it the way that they call some things rentals and some things purchases?
Yes.
And then your purchases aren't purchases because they're just longer term rentals until they decide they're not?
And yet at a retail store, when you purchase a Blu-ray or a DVD, if you can find places to sell them, they're going to try to say you don't own that. In fact, they have in the past tried to say you don't own that.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you're actually making a purchase at a point of sale and you get a receipt for said purchase. So, like I said, this is not this VOD thing just opens the door to a precedent that we can push back on this bullshit. And we should.
This also goes in with the whole thing with like the right to repair, right? Because this is like a big thing with like John Deere. Yeah. The tractor company. But do you have a right to repair your own fucking vehicle, or do you have to take it to a John Deere dealer to get it repaired?
Yeah, and they fought and won that, by the way.
Yeah.
So, and then the next, like I said, the only next thing to this is the fact that, so if you purchase something at a game store, you own the game.
Right.
The studio can't take the game away. So guess what? Once you release something into the general public that somebody pays for, you have to provide said item.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the thing I find so kind of like insane about all this is like, if you don't own it, I mean, what's the studio got to do? Show up your house and fucking take your DVD collection? I mean, how the fuck does that work?
They'll be really surprised at my house.
Yeah, well,
So,
I agree.
And this enforces the argument that if you own something, and you own the license to view it, and you have by extension a license to make a duplicate of it for protection purposes. I mean, they're going to have a real hard time because this really does open that door. So we should be paying very close attention to this, and we should be calling our politicians and holding the judges that are going to be making this decision accountable. And if we do not get a favorable result, we need to help people take it all the way to the top. It needs to go to the Supreme Court if need be. But when you purchase something, you own it. Sorry.
Well, Depot brings up something that actually did happen. Wizards of the Coast will sink the Pinkertons on you. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember there's like I think it's I don't remember her channel name, but there's this Irish chick I occasionally watch that talks about Dungeons and Dragons, and she would always talk about the whole thing with the Pinkertons and WotC. And I thought she was just being hyperbolic because she makes jokes. No, she was. It actually fucking happened. Because some people were reviewing, I guess, the latest iteration of Dungeons and Dragons when they were
reviewing Magic cards that hadn't officially been released yet.
Oh, that's what it was. The Magic cards.
They got previews, okay. and then Pinkerton showed up at their door and said, "Excuse me, sir, you're not supposed to have those yet because they got accidentally sent out." So it's WotC's mistake that those Magic cards got out into the wild, and people opened it up and they're going, "Oh, hey, here's some Magic the Gathering cards," and completely innocent, not knowing that they're not supposed to be out yet. Let's review them, and they got a knock on the door. Well, and this whole thing with the ownership and stuff, Jeremy DeQuartering had all of this happen when he went and did all of this stuff, exposing certain people. Was
that his half-sleeved media thing or whatever?
No, it was before that. Well, no, half sleeve media. Yeah, maybe I picked up on him when he was quartering after half sleeve. But
yeah, I think half sleeve was the original channel.
You know what? When the Pinkertons show up at your door, you can just kick them out.
Yeah, they're authoritarian.
Yeah, they're not actually. Yeah.
Okay.
But
they're not part of Secret Service. The original Pinkertons became Secret Service. That's all.
But Jeremy had the ownership of all of his electronic copies material, stuff that he'd paid for, hundreds of dollars of material.
Right.
They just yanked and they said, "You don't own it anymore." He's like, "Well, I paid for it. I paid money for it. It should be mine." I don't know. I think he might have, but I don't know for sure. I can't remember. It's been a while.
So the Pinkertons were sent over to some dude's house because of leaking Borderlands test content.
Is this the 1870s? The Pinkertons show up at your door?
Well, no, because they're basically what, private security / investigation.
They're private investigators. Yeah,
it's Death Angels Shadows.
Yeah, Dungeons and Discourse. That's her channel. That is correct. Thank you, sir. I think she's pretty funny. She's pretty witty. But yeah, okay. So there was a similar incident with the current iteration of D&D where they were basically striking people's channels because they were reviewing it, and they didn't send the Pinkertons that time. But yeah, I'm with
Dickie Holmes.
They did go after people for that.
You see, Dickie Holmes, I got a physical ballistic machine hidden next to my physical media for surprise situations.
Yeah,
my machine go boom.
Indeed.
And sometimes it goes.
But just on the subject of Amazon, they face a lot of class action lawsuits all the time. But didn't they just win one where somebody had sued them about the ads on Prime videos and they won? Amazon won. Yeah.
I know it was there. I can't remember. I'd have to look it up.
Pretty sure they won that one. Yeah.
All those class action lawsuits got watered down again in the Clinton administration, but it's a good way. You can tell when the tide is really turning, when everything that the lawyers sued for 5-10 years ago, they're now suing for the exact opposite. So, no, it happens. I've been in Chicago long enough, and Chicago's one of the Cook counties, one of the few counties in the United States that still has unlimited damages. So we see all these mesothelioma commercials and all this stuff and everything. When you're calling those, you're registering and talking to some lawyer here. Because if they bring suit here and they've got enough people in the class here in the area, then it's unlimited damages. That's why we have physician shortage here, but it's not because there's not enough physicians. It's because you can actually make more money moving to downtown New York City, Manhattan as a doctor than here in Chicago because of the insurance differences.
Wow.
For malpractice. Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah. I know that a lot of like this was like probably late 90s, maybe early 2000s. Like my neighbor, his wife was a nurse. They ended up moving to, I think it was like Minnesota for a brief stint because nurses there got paid a lot more than here. So,
well, if you are a medical professional where your dollar will go the most, so you will get paid the most hourly, is the state of Oklahoma.
Interesting.
Now,
yes, but in Chicago, you make a lot of money if you can treat gunshot wounds, if you're good at that.
That's true. Well, I mean, it's a volume discount.
Oh, yeah.
Volume discount.
Because
That's
right there.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
The weekend special.
I want to get this one since before we jump off topic. Peter Shays Helicopter Tours for $1 says the commies and hippies from the 60s are the reasons we are where we are now. Talks.
There's some truth in that.
Yeah, there's some truth in that.
Don't get me wrong. I hate hippies.
Yeah.
I'm with Cartman on that. There's nothing good that came out of hippies.
Hippies everywhere.
That's right. But my family didn't come from that.
Yeah.
My family came from the other side of that. Okay. So, and most of the hippies, I mean, I've talked to my dad about all this stuff that I've seen on like the 60s on all of the, like the movies and Apollo 13 and the hippie movies and all this stuff and everything. And my mom and dad both told me, said, we never knew any of that stuff existed. So the whole hippie movement, they didn't know about. Disco, they didn't know about. It was all East Coast crap to them. And most people that grew up where I did at the time really, really hated the people from the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I'm not just saying, oh, the end of that. I mean, would take you out back and leave you to die somewhere. Hate for the people on the East Coast. And there was, especially the American Indian part of it, from what all that stuff thinks from there. So, and huge distrust for the government, all that kind of crap.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, they didn't know. They didn't know. My dad and mom said they didn't know about Apollo 13 until a couple months after it was over.
Really? Oh, yeah, the Apollo 13 incident. Okay.
Yeah, that whole thing was there. And it plays like in the movie, the whole world waited. Like, no.
Yeah.
Not everybody had TVs and all that kind of stuff. So, but
well, I'm sure they also probably kept that on the download too, during that time.
Oh, no, it was out there. It was, they were trying to, the ratings were down because after they went to the moon, it really, you've got the entire country, 40% of the country was working to get to the moon. And then when it happened, it was just this big, we've been working like crazy for 10 years, working 60-hour weeks, 70, 80-hour weeks. And then boom, everybody kind of had fatigue from that happening.
Gotcha.
So yeah,
I
Apollo 13 wasn't.
Guess that kind of makes sense.
Well, the Apollo 13 broadcast, the part of them actually cutting them off in the national news was true. So my mom and I both, I was there watching the moon landing. But, that was the second one. Yeah, they watched that, but they said after that, they had other things to do. So,
All right. Walter for $4.99 says, my work schedule changed. The SSO have cut the budget hours and BO positions. I can be here today and Thursday, but anything afterwards will be iffy. Wow.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude, that's rough, man. It's definitely
it is good to see you.
Yeah, it is good to see you. Sorry to hear about that though. Eric K for $1. Pinkerton show up and you are not home. They may maim your mother and kill your brother. Bonus points if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh God.
I'm sure it's a movie quote, but I don't.
I think there was a ridge involved. Maybe.
No,
was that the Pinkertons?
That wasn't the Pinkertons though. That was
I thought it was the Federales.
Ruby Ridge.
Yeah, Ruby Ridge I thought was like the FBI.
Okay.
And is the ATF and possibly the FBI, but ATF was definitely
strikingly similar though.
Yeah. Indeed.
Okay, so I'm telling Pinkerton killing brother and mother like Eric.
Eric K says Jesse James.
K, the mod on YouTube. said. So let's see what happens.
Pinochet's helicopter wish for $2. You can self-defense the shit out of the private investigators like the Pinkertons in ways you can never do to cops or feds.
No idea what he's talking about.
Oh, I know what he's talking about, but I'm not going to say it.
No.
Yeah. Dearest for $2 says beatniks are worse. Woke and beatniks are grandkids.
Oh, yeah. Oof. The beatniks are the...
Well, I know like the hippie movie is kind of like the...
Yeah, Jason, I know that one.
The kids... The I would say the child of the beatniks, but
they're all freak shows, man. It's like they took mental illness to the next level. This is why we never should have taken apart all the freaking asylums,
I thought
man.
beatniks just liked doing that.
Well, that's what Kermit the Frog was originally a beatnik.
Was he?
Yeah, he was a beatnik.
Yeah,
and
but now
so
they're all
was,
democratic socialist talks.
Yeah, well,
beatniks liked poetry, and anyone that likes poetry is immediately
slam poetry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slam
So this is Tulsi Gabbard's Rogue.
It's a good shot.
I could see that.
thick.
Yeah.
And that's just a reskinning of an actual picture of her.
Yeah, I mean that's like I'm gonna tell you right now. We definitely would have a very substantial Rogue's backstory here.
Are those Hesketh's balls behind her?
Backstory, absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
Those are giant balls.
Those are some
And he's
giant
got 4 of
balls.
them at least.
Indeed. All right. I was wanting to get Mutant Bandhammer's comments. It's been a while since I've seen you, man. Hope you're doing well.
Hey, Mutant.
It says last time I remember Magic the Gathering, some guy bought some boxes that was weirdly named and spoiled half of the set before WotC wanted them to, and WotC sent the pictures to the guy's house. Yeah.
Never tell.
Yep.
Never tell.
Let's see, the box, the guy bought was March of Machine. March of the Machine. Box he opened was March of the Machine Aftermath, the sequel to the just released March of the Machine set. Okay. I mean, I think the last time I bought Magic cards was during Ice Age, is what they released back in the 90s. For the guy who
Dark
opened
Ages.
Magic cards early, Pinkertons did some unethical threatening stuff to the guy, and the guy caved on them 100%. Also, wasn't helped that the guy's wife let them in. Yeah,
I would have just said, "Give me $50,000, and then we can talk."
I probably would have gone for a firearm and said, "Get the fuck out of my house." But I don't know.
I'd just stick the cats on him.
Yeah, attack cats are always
Well,
always the thing.
just
Well,
tell them
one
they
of
have
them could've
pink eye.
Yeah. So anyway,
Pink eye.
there's an interesting article that came out with Snoop Dogg talking about how he took his grandson to go see Lightyear, and he was traumatized by having to explain to his grandson, or trying to not explain to his grandson, about the lesbian relationship in the in the
How
movie.
did they have a baby?
How did they have a
didn't.
dude? This is fucking hilarious because there's actually a clip. Rather than reading the article, we will hear from the dog's mouth.
What's that? What's that? It's Giving podcast is where that's from.
Yeah, it's giving. So I tried to find it, but fortunately somebody
Clipped it.
Dom clipped it. So this is pretty funny.
I took
He's
my
starting to look like
grandson to
somebody's
see,
grandmother.
what was the movie with Buzz Lightyear?
Toy Story?
Not that one, but
The new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called
with
Lightyear.
Kiki Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Well, my grandson in the middle of the movie like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh, shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came and watched the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women's. How did she have a baby? The movie ain't over with. So it's like, it's fuck me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for. I took my...
I think that shit is absolutely hilarious, but he raises a pretty fucking valid point, which is if you go to a movie and you're not prepared to have these conversations, and we all know that, Disney's trying to inject this shit. A lot of entertainment companies out there are trying to inject the shit into it. And if you're not ready to have that conversation with your kid or your grandson, and they're asking you questions, that's kind of a problem.
Well, but Disney's been the source of problems, and this right on top of them acknowledging that they hate men and they despise men and they pushed away men. This is not a good follow up for them.
No, it's not. But
I think we're all missing the main point here, which is I can't believe that Snoop is a grandfather.
Yeah,
Papa
you're
Snoop.
a grandfather. You guys are about the same age.
You've totally glazed over it, though. They call him Papa Smooth.
Are they calling him Papa Smooth or calling Papa Snoop?
I thought it was Papa
He's
Snoop.
Papa Snoop.
Papa Snoop? Okay, I'm deaf.
He was pretty baked there too, but that's normal.
Yeah. Oh, he doesn't smoke any dope.
What are you talking about? Dude owns like weed product farm. Plus he owns like, what is that called? For Hims or some shit.
Yeah. Hims.
Yeah.
Is that what he owns?
He's part of that?
Yeah, dude. Sells you boner pills.
No,
He's also got wine.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dog's night out or something.
There ain't no drinking gin and juice. I'm rocking this wine bottle, bro.
Indeed.
Yeah.
All right. So I want to get to the end of the article, which is from Variety, because they have an interview with Chris Evans, who plays the voice of Buzz Lightyear. He's like, I mean, it's great. Chris Evans later told Variety, as great as it is, and I've been asked the question a few times. It's nice and it's wonderful. It makes me happy. He's talking about the whole thing with this lesbian scene being in the movie. It's tough not to be a little frustrated that it's even has to be a topic of discussion. Well, yeah, it kind of has to be a topic of discussion because the problem we're running in here is that, and maybe this is the intent, is to force the hand of parents to have these conversations with their kids. But yeah, it's kind of not their decision because they're not
job to do.
It's not their kids. Yeah.
Well, like he says here in this interview, the goal is to normalize all of this stuff.
That's what I'm getting to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, and this is the exact same thing that we heard from Russell T Davies when he was talking about Doctor Who and having Rose, the character Rose, who is trans, in that show. And the other thing too, as we all know, Doctor Who is supposed to be more family friendly compared to the other spin-off series that they had, Torchwood, which was very much more adult. And
as far as I know, Doctor Who is still listed on BBC as a kids program.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair to Russell T Davies, he did normalize the utter and total destruction of Doctor Who. So
that's true. That's true. He did make it for timeless children.
Yes, he did. But yeah, this is the thing I find kind of insidious, is the idea of, they're basically forcing the hand of the parents that have to have these conversations with their kid early before they're probably ready to fully understand. Just make fucking kids movies. Stop putting the ideology in. Stop, essentially trying to groom the kids.
I would be curious to know, and if Chris Evans knew, whether or not that Disney made any edits to it for foreign markets that may not be so receptive to that message, and did they have the courage to?
Wait, are you calling Disney hypocrites there, old timer?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea what the answer is.
It would kind of be hard to do on Lightyear, considering that was a key part of the entire plot.
What, the kissing scene between the two lesbians?
Well, no,
keep maintaining the relationship between the two. That's why he went back in time, because he changed history and they ended up not together. So he had to go back and fix it.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think right.
Do you realize how many times I watched Lightyear beginning to end?
Was that not the plot? That's what I read was the plot. Was that not the plot?
I don't know.
I have no idea. I haven't seen the movie.
I didn't finish the movie. I don't even care.
Chris Evans is very well.
I think Brahma's here. He's hiding.
Like most Hollywood drones. He's programmed.
Okay, hi Brahma.
I was wondering who left.
Right? Did you say Chris Evans was very svelte?
No, it's
what I heard.
Very well programmed, like most Hollywood drones.
Oh, they're all full of dookie.
Yeah. Wow.
That's a good one. Bud Lightyear. What's up, Togs?
Oh, I can't show it, but
Okay.
Putin's cat's meme about culture being the kind of person they want in the WNBA is probably the funniest one.
I know. I did see that one.
That wasn't very kind, and I'm ready to throw dildos at him too.
But the other thing I thought was interesting in the article is that they did mention is that initially they took out the lesbian kiss from the movie, and it was the activists at Disney, or more specifically Pixar, that complained about it. So they were forced to put it back in. And this is another example of what we talk about with the problem with Disney and hiring activists, and the fact that they're going to be the last to change as a result of that. Is what happens when you hire activists to begin with. It's going to haunt the direction of your channel, of your company, and your channel too, I suppose. Yeah, it's not surprising, I would say.
Hey, did you guys see Belle produced an amazing meme as well?
Oh yeah,
yeah.
I have not seen that one.
She's done it. Okay.
It's kind of evil to bring up memes all the time without showing any of the memes that
Belle went crazy. Look at me. I'm smoking a cigar. I'm the Cracker Barrel. Yeah. I took the cold plunge. I'm the Cracker Barrel.
Well, I have too many of them to go through now.
Yeah, you gotta go through them.
People does a volume thing. And,
I know. I love it. Yeah, Belle's doing great. Look at you guys.
Pineapple on pizza is really, really good. I like it with jalapenos too, which I didn't like until I had some with Gary.
Yeah, Gary just said that he loves jalapenos on pizza. So there's
I don't mind it. Like
Gary's wrong about two things.
On jalapeno on pepperoni. I think that's fine.
Oh my God, that would my liver would jump out of my body and beat me to death.
If you had pineapple and pepperoni.
Oh, pepperoni is one of the worst things I can have.
Oh, gotcha.
And you add that with jalapeno?
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
Oh, this one's not great.
What the hell?
That's the great God Brahma Bowl.
No, it looks like Az.
And that's comics.
And comics.
With the baby foot on your crowned head, I guess.
Is it a crown of thorns?
No.
I'm offering him Smoke Wagon.
Yes.
It's,
if you change,
I think you're offering a different kind of smoking thing.
If you change the skin color on both of those characters, you'd have a heavy metal cover.
You would. Or if you made them skeletons.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be even better.
Yeah.
Fucking Putin's cat. Dude, you can't show mine, but you can mock our religion.
Yours has dildos all over it.
Dude, like seriously, man.
I can't show that. I have to go through all of Deeple's memes because I don't know when he's going to throw the odd dildo meme in there. And I got to watch out for those. So I spend most of my time watching for those and then randomly saying shit.
Yep. All right.
One small step for man.
By the way, Tox, you got my email on that one, right?
Yes, I do. I do. And I was sitting there thinking, I've got the new song for the intro for Monday, and what am I going to do from a video standpoint? I need some images and all that stuff. And then in the last week, I've gotten everything I've needed from the memers and you.
Mindy's looking forward to hearing the song.
Oh God.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll find that one. Putin's. This was good. And
yeah. With Tom and Culture on the Barrel.
Ding, 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 ding. I like how Culture has an Under Armour tattoo.
Culture's been working out.
No, it's actually if you see, there's actually a collar. It's like a pink shirt.
Got it. It's a mesh. It's a pantyhose
mesh.
Is that Tool?
Yeah.
Hey, I wouldn't wear that because my pierced nipple barbells would get stuck in it.
That's true.
I hear you look better in yellow anyway.
Yeah,
I do.
Nobody wanted to know.
I know those aren't the colors of your nipples. So
that's right.
This is nipples matches lips.
Yeah, and I can't show that one.
They're much, much darker.
Oh God, I have to play all these too.
This is great
because I just don't know
what's
going to be up there.
Well, it's been a lot of fun, and I feel like we never got to outside of the Snoop story, we didn't get to anything. So it's time.
I mean, we
talked
about K-pop Demon Hunter for a little bit. Unless you want to hop on that bandwagon before you take off.
I'll just tell you, K-pop Demon Hunter is the reason that Netflix should release more films theatrically. By the way, do you know the story behind that film?
No, I don't.
Do you know who made it?
No, I don't.
Sony made that. Do you know how much it cost them to make?
I thought you talked about an actual person. Yeah, I knew it was Sony. No, yeah. I don't know how much it cost for them to make
$100 million. Do you know how much they sold to Netflix for?
More than that, hopefully.
75.
Nope, $20 million.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So they had they didn't have any confidence in it?
Sony thought it was dog shit.
Oh,
so they made it for 100, they sold it for 20, and they lost 80.
Netflix
they lost more than 80. Before that even went to theaters on Saturday and Sunday, it had already had over 110 million views.
Yeah, but 109 million of those were my grandchildren.
Probably. But
But
all
it
I
was
know,
Netflix that put in theaters, so they're getting that money, not Sony, right?
Yes, they own the rights to that film.
Well
They bought them
played,
for $20 million.
Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix kicked them in the sack. If you're Sony, the reason you were running away from release wasn't because it wasn't a good film. It's because they were worried they were going to get like stitched with the whole girl boss thing, and they'd already been through a couple of boycotts. Or excuse me, not Sony.
Should call them girl cots then, shouldn't they? Really?
No. But they'd already been through a lot of trouble and a couple of boycotts for different reasons. But the people who've been boycotted hardcore is Netflix, especially on weird stuff like Cuties and other things.
Yeah.
So by the time they get this thing, they're like $20 million, sure. And they release it. It goes bonkers, and then it goes. It's just insane. You imagine, Sony's got to be going, wait a minute. We sold it to them for 20 million. In one weekend, they made 18 million. What happened?
Somebody's getting fired. Somebody's getting fired.
I was going to say, did the person that made that decision get fired?
I hope so. That was dumb.
That was really fucking dumb.
Because that's not, somebody raised their hand and tried to suggest to me that that's a girl power film. Like that's an anti-male film. It's just a regular freaking.
It's not really
anime.
It doesn't really have that.
Well, I mean, the thing it's so funny about it is that there's a difference between a well-written female character and a girl boss, right? Because and that's what it seems like the show is, because a lot of people are raving over it, and it's apparently really well written. And wow, it's amazing what happens when you have competent writers and a good story and characters that people like. It's as if, if they are, I'm not going to say OP, but have powers and abilities and can do, crazy shit, and it has a good story, nobody fucking cares.
Oh, by the way, they updated the final totals with the actuals, not the estimates. It made 19.2 million.
Yeah, wow. That's basically what I have here over on the numbers. And apparently Netflix really doesn't share this information. So I'm not sure how they got the box office on that, but yeah, 19.2 million in 2 days. That's pretty fucking good.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
An animated show for kids.
And it is a lot of fun. Check out my review of it.
And the music's decent.
The music is, but I do the Saja boys have got the best 2 songs. They're better than the girls. They fight me over it. You Soda Pop and Your Idol, great songs.
Soda Pop and Your Idol.
Your Idol.
Challenging people to fight you over a kids movie?
Just for fun.
What's that?
Just having fun.
I said, are you challenging people to fight you over a kids movie?
It annoyed my granddaughter.
Apparently it's that good, man.
I annoyed my granddaughter when I said the boys had the best songs.
That's funny. But yeah, I mean,
they actually do have the best songs. Their 2 songs are the best. It's got a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. A lot of heart in it. So it's very well made. It's got a lot of good Korean tropes in it. So it's nice.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
You gotta share this. This is funny.
That's a good one.
Wang's Culture Barrel.
You ate too many shrimp.
Damn you, man, fruit.
Damn you, man, fruit. You make my daughter park car. That was so funny. You came up with that out of your ass. I nearly died.
So they moved from a fortune cookie to a fortune cracker.
That's right.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, I like the extra big glasses, so that's amazing. Thank you for that, Gumby Spawn. So, anyway, I'm going to make my exit and say thank you, gentlemen.
Don't ask questions, Putin Cat.
There's usually a hole in that barrel.
There's a hole in the bucket, dear Liza. Dear Liza, there's a hole in the barrel. Dear Liza, a hole.
What lies inside that barrel is between him and the road.
Well,
Indeed.
yeah, or anything that looks up it anyway. I had a great time. I enjoy this. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Mind you, check into my channel if you haven't recently. You think you're subscribed? You're probably not because, well, YouTube freaking hates me. And yeah, if you could just go double check you're still subscribed to the channel. If not, hit the red button, subscribe, turn it to gray, and hit the bell icon, turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything and you won't miss the dozens of things that I make each and every week. And I do make a lot of things. Not only that, you get 6 minutes daily entertainment that's at least 6 minutes long, but sometimes as much as 2 hours. And everybody's tired of listening to me. Most people are snoring, so it's time for me to go.
Why is it called 6 Minute Daily if it lasts for 2 hours?
Sometimes it lasts for 2 hours.
It's an Indiana minute.
Is this the shortest culture outro ever?
Yeah. What happened? I was scratching my balls.
I tried. I think I heard Brahma snoring, so I was like, okay, you can go.
Oh, yeah. I'm awake now.
Yeah. I know you guys appreciate the show when you show up. Brahma is silently modding in the background.
I'm talking.
I watch it.
Are you guys not hearing me?
No, I hear you just fine. I'm talking
Oh.
about during the show, silly.
Oh, yeah.
On the times you actually show up, which I've never seen you there.
Yes, you have.
Oh, okay, maybe.
You lying bastard.
That's right. You know, I almost joined you last night. I was like, I could probably go on this.
Go on
You've
what?
got a link.
Or I could go to sleep.
You've got a link anytime.
Okay. Maybe I'll check out next Sunday. I got to get warmed back up for Sundays. Can I tell you why?
Sure.
Because I am bringing back the late night Sunday show. That's right.
Really?
In September, sometime in September, we will have a late night culture show on Sundays.
It will rain until September then.
Hey, look.
Late night
September
at 6 in
rain?
the afternoon.
I got to go. Somebody let me out of here. The lights are going off.
That's basically his career.
It's taking off his career.
Yeah.
He's got more subs than all of us combined.
Take your pick.
I know.
Yeah, but he's done one thing that none of us have done except Jason.
Work?
Tried.
Right, that's right.
I mean, 70s is just doing what he loves, really.
Exactly.
He's like, screw it, I'm going to play the music. They'll claim me. I don't care. I love this stuff. He's got great guests. You get people from all over that have made great music. Yes, Jason, same thing. Does stuff he loves, great stuff going on and everything.
I think I tried too hard, though.
You can't get ahead on YouTube if you do something you love. So obviously culture hates what he's doing.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and it's a shame he took off because I wanted to talk about the 4chan thing in the UK, which I know that he has a lot of, I guess, insights into. But yeah, UK is fucked, dude. I mean, the thing that is so frightening about this is that a foreign country, and this is, I'm not gonna say it's new. It's not. Okay, this is just the latest iteration and probably the biggest driving force behind a lot of this. The UK could potentially impact free speech in the United States because of this whole thing with 4chan. And that's the thing that is so frightening about this situation.
Well, did you see the two 14-year-old girls that were attacked, used pepper spray, and one of them had an axe?
Yeah, an axe and a knife.
A knife.
Yeah,
and axe.
And she got arrested. She got arrested. Yeah.
Yeah. For basically not wanting to get sexually assaulted. Yeah. Great job, UK. Doing your citizens proud.
Well, I mean, they're just reverting back to the way that they were before the empire got really, really big. Well, no, during the empire.
Oh, no, dude. I think that's worse.
Prince Andrew. Yeah, all this stuff. Yeah, it's been that way the whole time. No, women did not have it really good at all until recently. It was very, very bad. And women were raped all the time.
In the UK?
Yeah.
Really?
before the, what, 18, well, even in the 1880s, 1890s, it was still happening. What we have left over that we look back in history is the upper society stuff, right? Because we don't have the everyday stuff, right? It's kind of like all we know about Rome is the stuff that we have from Hippocrates and Buttfuckies and whoever. What we don't have is the history of the, prostitutes and the farmers and all that kind of stuff. So we don't really know how the normal people lived. And let's face it, we're all normal, except for 70s, which has, he has a growth coming out the back of his than head, I've thought existed.
Yeah. Well, and to a certain degree, Talks, you are correct. The areas which are the exceptions where we actually learn, I would say, probably the most about the daily life of the average citizen of Rome really kind of comes from Herculaneum and the other one. The other city that got taken up by Vesuvius. Pompeii. There we go.
Pompeii.
Talks, I should point out that there is an exception to what you were saying there about not knowing things. Because they did find in the city of Ur, dating at about 1750 BC, a customer expressed displeasure with a purchase and recorded it down. They actually found this. Is
that the Sumerian one?
Yeah, the copper ore, and I guess there was a record.
That's one of the few that they have.
That was the first class action lawsuit against Amazon recorded.
Yeah, the guy's name was Asurakai Karen. Was the guy's name? Yeah, that's was actually in one of those podcasts that you termed the Fall of Civilization podcast.
Yeah,
that was really good.
Yeah, they have some really good fucking podcasts on
very good
on stuff. Yeah, I like it. Yeah. Well, the one thing I thought was really interesting because I didn't know much about was the whole thing with what caused the late Bronze Age collapse was the sea people. It's like, that's interesting.
They still don't know that,
and they still have no idea who the fuck these
people are.
Yeah, that's crazy shit, dude.
You know who it was?
Crazy shit.
Jason Momoa.
Yeah.
So it was.
It's the Atlanteans.
Yeah, Atlanteans came through and did all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some weird ass shit in real history, but yeah, they don't have any of that stuff recorded.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to complain, but I do have a question. Why is my stuff running on the crawl underneath this?
Well, I used to do this all the time to try and advertise people.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought that might be what you were doing, but I'm like, I see my stuff, and I'm not going anywhere yet.
No, I see my stuff.
Did a poll of who's the biggest. Yeah.
All right.
Biggest dork on the show, and my stuff. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna pull the article up because I think
pull it up.
This is interesting. The fact that UK is specifically going after 4chan, and I probably got a 4chan a couple times. Good friend of mine I used to work with went to 4chan all the time. I don't really know much about the site. I just know like a lot of gay ops kind of originates out of 4chan. Yeah, and the fact that the UK has been going after them and now they're trying to find them and they're basically like, fuck off. It's kind of funny. Yeah. But that's exactly the thing. It's like, dude, it's like, we're in America. We're based out of America. We're not in your country. We don't have to fucking follow your rules. And this is like one of the things we even sing with social media specifically for quite some time is, remember when Twitter, before it was owned by Elon, when people would post something and that post was being taken down because it violated some law in Germany?
Yep.
Yeah, you guys remember that?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. That's kind of reminiscent of what we saw there with this whole lawsuit thing. And again, as much as I think we should definitely do things to protect children, a lot of things get used as an excuse. Children get used as an excuse to fucking, force this shit down people's throat. It's like what we saw COPPA a couple of years ago back in, 2020, when they rolled out COPPA. And we thought that was going to be a a pretty big apocalypse on YouTube. Fortunately, it wasn't, and probably because people pushed back against it. And now you're seeing it again, and children are the excuse with the whole thing with the Online Safety Act. Brian, have you followed any of this at all? Do you know anything about this Online Safety Act? I know you're in Canada and not the UK, but you are from the UK.
Well, I have been following it. It's extremely sinister Orwellian legislation. While I was over there recently, I had a couple of interesting conversations with some people who, I mean, I was a little bit tentative because I know there's a lot of people over there seem to be oblivious to the dangers of these things, and they're very pro big government. Only a couple of people I spoke to about it were absolutely aware of just how dangerous this is, and also the Trojan horse that they use to, oh, well, it's to protect the children. You know, we all have to have these limits put on us around the world to protect the children. So I don't think there's wholesale love for it in the UK, but people are actually very afraid to speak out there now about anything.
Yeah.
Very afraid.
Did you then turn them around, bend them over, and screw them because they're all sheep?
Well, I don't really have those kind of conversations with sheep. You know, you got to bring a bottle of wine, some roses, you know, but whisper sweet nothings.
Sophisticated.
So it actually has to look like a sheep too.
So I guess the people that are aware of what's going on, obviously they're not for it.
They are, but there is an actual sense over there amongst many people that they cannot speak about these things. It's got to that point. They cannot speak out about these things, certainly not in a public forum.
Right.
Or about anything that the government is doing there right now. It's becoming a police state very rapidly. So
well, and back to Tox's earlier point about, you know, authoritarianism and whatnot. Here's a prime example of a country that's doing this very thing. I mean, the idea, of not being able to voice your opinion on something the government is doing that you feel is doing wrong for fear of basically being put in prison is really fucking appalling, you know? And the other thing too, and I think Tox, you've mentioned this a few times before, and I have as well, depending on like the culture in the area. Specifically, I would say this about the Middle East, but it seems like we're beginning to see this in the developed world, specifically in Europe, is that people don't want freedom.
No. Well, that's what I was going to be kind of getting to, is that a lot of people there seem to have accepted the new normal in Britain, which is that the government will absolutely dictate everything that you can do, say, think, earn, not earn. Even to
It's
the
more
point
they
of,
don't want freedom if they have to fight for it.
Yeah, the rights of their own. Now, I'm not saying everybody, because there's 60 million people there. People, as they're saying in the chat, like Nick Horton, people are starting to rise up. Some people are fed up and they've had enough because it's finally come home to hurt them.
What's really happening? I mean, the media is owned over there. So the stuff that's happening, we're not seeing. And you can very easily cut off what's coming out of your country internet-wise. Yeah. It's very easy to do. They do it in Iran. They do it in South Korea.
There's no diversity of opinion in the mainstream there whatsoever. No. So I was watching, and I don't watch mainstream news anywhere, but while I was there, I was forced occasionally to watch BBC or Channel 4 news. Frightening. Absolutely frightening.
What they were saying.
The way they package and present it. They package it as government says they're going to do X. Here's government person to talk about that. Okay, that's great. Let's move on to the next story. There's no opposition.
No challenging it.
No challenging it. There's every narrative is accepted as being like, so whether it be climate change or self-defense or free speech or any medical issues, every issue is presented by the news organizations as the establishment viewpoint is the viewpoint.
Yeah. And make no mistake, they want to do that here. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead and continue.
So it's actually, there is no diversity of opinion or thought in the mainstream in Britain. And in fact, people are finding that they speak out or say anything, they get hammered.
No,
what do they do?
Go to prison.
Yeah, this is exactly why that happens. The only way, the cops are going to take a long time to come to your house. Okay?
And then they'll arrest you.
The Supreme Court has ruled the cops have no duty to help you here in the United States. Okay?
Well, it's worse in Britain.
And in Britain, you don't, and in Canada, Britain, and others, you don't have the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. You don't have that. You don't have free speech codified anywhere. Okay? Even though Canada says that they do, they don't.
No, their Bill of Rights was trampled on during the trucker protest. Absolutely trampled on.
Absolutely. That whole thing there. And the 2A stuff here, I know, I'm glad Roe v. Wade was bad law and they moved all that stuff back, but we have some very anti-2A people that were brought on by Trump in his first term. So from the standpoint of the one amendment that protects the rest of them, Trump really struck out in all but Gorsuch. And that's just it. Comey's going to be another Roberts, Comey Barrett. And Kavanaugh is owned by other people. Somebody's got pictures of Kavanaugh getting BF'd in college, and he's owned by whoever those interests are. And if I'm lucky, and if we're lucky, really, with the whole 2A thing, Thomas stays on until this latest bunch of hooey gets pushed all the way up. And then goes. And I think that swan song thing that was talked about last night was good. But
so
we're already down the fascist road here. We're already down the communist road here. It's the progressivism. That's the problem.
Well,
progressivism is not a left or right thing. Both people, both sides
miles further down the road in Britain and Canada. So somebody mentioned 1984, An Animal Farm in the chat. About those books, many British school boards and other libraries and other government institutions there have already banned those books.
Brave New World
started. These books are not available. If you're in school library, you won't find those books. They're banned already. So they don't want people seeing that the template in those books is being followed.
Well, the thing I find so funny about it is that what we're seeing coming out of the UK really kind of like closely mirrors what happened in V for Vendetta, except, more thought it was going to be coming from the religious right. Instead, it's coming from the secular left in the UK.
But they've followed the template all the way. They banned the right to own weapons in Britain.
Which is funny because
you can't defend yourself. They've changed the laws so you can't defend yourself.
Same thing in New Zealand.
They've got censorship now. It's all there.
Literally what Pinochet just said. Alan Moore said the authoritarianism was going to come from the religious right. I would humiliate him daily if I thought it would work on him. But yeah, I mean, it's crazy that
there's a tradition in Britain, Canada, and other Commonwealth countries, I guess, or many of them. Britain was always a feudal country. Europe were feudal countries. So there is not everybody, it's just generalization. There's a strand of people are quite happy to have their feudal overlords tell them what to do.
Well, you guys see what they're doing in Australia?
Feudal. So they're happy. They go, well, that they must know better. They're the government. They must know better than me. I will let them take more of my income. I will let them tell me I can't buy this, say that, go there, use my own property in any way I see fit. There's now people in Britain proposing 100% inheritance tax.
Oh, where they basically take the inheritance completely?
They take everything. The state will take you. You save up, leave money to your children. The state will take every penny because it's unfair on everyone else that you should do that. Of course, there'll be exceptions for politicians and rich people,
of course. But, the people that
but
count.
This is how far it's going, and people just shrug their shoulders and say, "Oh well, if that's the way it's going to be." Well, no. Not everyone. People are starting to wake up with the flag protests and so on, but it could be Well, I mean, there's a well-respected defense consultant. Two of them now in the UK have said civil war is inevitable, regardless of what happens.
I can't believe it.
I remember this is back in like the 2010s, I want to say. So, a pretty good friend of mine, he's from the UK. When I initially met him, I didn't realize he was actually British. But he's been an American citizen for a number of years. At the time when I met him, he wasn't. But for the most part, he was born and raised here. Both him and his brother were, and they ended up becoming American citizens. And I don't remember what it was, but it was on Facebook, and his mom was like, well, I just think that the government's trying to protect people. It's like, you're foolish if you think that.
That's millions of them think like that.
Yeah.
And of course they can't really fight back in Britain. There is no right to self-defense. That's now been written out.
I think it was around gun control, maybe. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's that mentality of I think the government's just trying to make the world go better. It's like, well,
you can't even buy a spoon now without filling in getting a license for it. So they've taken away any ability to defend yourself, and in fact, they've actually made it. How dare you do that?
Mm-hmm. How dare you fight that person who was trying to kill you,
rape you, or kill you? Yeah.
Well, and like what we're talking about with
private property rights.
With the girls that got arrested. Yeah, I mean that's insane. The fact that the fact that the government and the police are letting that shit happen, and on top of that, the majority of the citizens are just sitting by and not doing anything about it.
Those kids' parents want it that way.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a reason why. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brian.
No, I was going to say private property rights, free speech, the rights to self-determination, self-defense, freedom of association. All those things are being brutally crushed in the UK right now.
First they came for the Jews, but I wasn't a Jew, so I didn't say anything.
Yeah.
Right.
People seem to think, well, it's okay because I was allowed to get up this morning and go to work and
what do you think?
Watch television last night. Oh, that's great.
Why do you think so many people left the place and came over here?
Right.
No, serious.
It's a war to get away from it.
It's a long history of feudal control, and so the feudalists are now in a different form. They're the political and elites, but they're still feudalists.
They're still doing the same thing. It's still a lord owning the land, and they're doing the same thing with the lease.
They want their peasants back. Yeah.
I had to step away for a second, but I mean, what's really sad is it comes down to collectivism versus individualism. And it's very hard to get individualism, to get all those individualists to band together to stop a collective movement. Yeah. That's what we're seeing in all of the West.
Well, and you're talking about property rights. The thing going on down in Australia right now, they're proposing a tax on extra bedrooms.
That's coming.
Yes.
What? Yeah, they are saying, okay,
if you've got a spare bedroom, then it needs to be taxed.
They're going to tax you, so you basically move out into a smaller house so they can start to confine it. It's basically what it looks to me like get them down into the 15-minute cities, right? You
that's another thing. Yeah,
apartment complexes and whatnot.
The old timey days, back in the old days, they were 15-minute cities.
Well, they want the feudal overlords want the peasants back in their village that they never left in their entire lives.
Well, you're right, Tox.
They were 15-minute cities, but by necessity, not.
But for completely different reasons, though.
I mean,
because travel was difficult.
Yeah,
my family comes from Barnsdall, Oklahoma. Okay, down south, near the border of that awful state of Texas. Fuck those guys. And
Oklahoma bothering Texans since 1908.
That's right. And it's the only city in the world with a working oil well in the middle of the main street. Okay. And there's nobody in that area. And you would have one general store and all that kind of stuff, things from there. You'd still have to drive forever to get to anybody's house because of all the fields and things you were planting. But I recently saw a thing on the feudal system and how farming and things worked in England, and 90% of the people were engaged in farming and feeding everybody else. That was survival.
The feudal system is that you had to farm the feudal lord's fields for him and then you had a little bit of time to farm your tiny little patch that you allowed
For
you to have
yourself.
for yourself. But you spent your whole time farming his patch, his land.
Right.
So that
And they would
Bug's
take
Life.
that to sell. And
And-
if they had debts, they would take it to sell that.
So if you
And they
think
would
though about
lean it. Yeah.
think about
Up until the
taxation, that's
plague.
what they're doing. They're just
Yeah.
saying, well, you get a little bit of what you work like a slave for every day. We're taking the rest.
Well, it's
Yep.
just like that speech. Okay, so Bug's Life is kind of illustrates that, right? Where the grasshoppers come in and they take all the food, and you've got Hopper basically giving the whole game away. He's like, if they ever figure out that there's more of them than there are of us, yeah, then the whole thing's shot.
Yeah.
Oliver Cromwell. Well, and that's what happens, right? The British were trying to fight too many wars on the same front. And, the Americans got their asses kicked for the most part for a long time until, there was just there was a war of attrition that the British didn't have the logistics to handle and deal with the French.
Yeah.
And that's what happened.
To Jason's point, I mean, the thesis that I wrote in college, because I did it on the early stages of capitalism, was that the Black Death, the plague, actually is what kind of set up capitalism, because so many people were wiped out that the feudal lords had no choice but to pay a
destroyed the
wage
feudal
or to
system.
do something, because the serfs suddenly were,
wasn't
able to
enough
look at
labor.
everything and say, you need us more than we need you now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Anywho,
That is the
it's
case.
I've presented a very bleak picture, but
Well,
But
I
the
think
truth is
there's
the truth.
Yeah, exactly. It's like people need to be aware. This is the shit we've been talking about for like the last 5 years. I understand the whole thing with being hopeful and whatnot, but you need to understand what's happening in the world. You need to know what is being done so you can fight against it, speak against it. I mean, granted, it's a little bit more difficult in the UK right now, and other parts of Europe as well. But it's like the freedoms that you have to hang on to. You can't give them up, because you will never get them back as a result.
You never reacquire them.
It may sound like hyperbole, but Western civilization is under severe threat, and it's from within.
Yes.
And so 250, 350 years of progress of progress to individual rights and freedoms is being rapidly unwound.
Well, I think that was the thing that the Marxists
Civil
ultimately
liberties,
figured out, is that they could never take out the West from outside. They had to do it from within.
Yeah, so
That's what Khrushchev. Remember what Khrushchev said, or at least it's attributed to him. He's like, we won't ever have to fire a shot.
Yeah.
The Communist Manifesto, rules for radicals.
Yep.
It's all the same thing. It's all the same rules.
Yeah. But on a lighter note, I have shared, and hopefully Talks will be able to show it, a little clip of video from my trip to Scotland recently, which showed it wasn't all serious discussion. We had some time for fun. So,
it's a sex swing for your sheep. Oh, wow.
So it wasn't all, politics and serious discussion.
That's hilarious.
It was time to let the hair down and, relax a bit and have fun.
Look
with
at the rest of the sheep
friends,
staring at him.
you know?
Oh, look at it. Run away. I'm the king of the world.
So, that's what we call a leisure centre in Scotland.
Oh, that's right. That's actually, that is actual footage from the Showgirls 2.
Oh, yeah.
Showgirls 2.
Thought we were getting a bit serious there, so I thought I'd lighten up. Because I have to leave in a minute or two. I got to go to bed because I am old.
That's true.
Aren't
I
we all
am
at this
very,
point?
very old. Every cell in my body is
Well, I mean,
old.
you're not as old as Toxic Man Flu, so.
Well, I feel that I'm more youthful in many ways than him, even if age-wise I may be slightly older. I think, he's just old, like dust. He's turning to dust. He's that old.
All right.
I just need X-Ray Girl to stop posting pictures of her eating giant hot dogs. That has to stop. All right. I found dinner, Korean dogs. All right. And then she's got the 2-foot-long hot dog. And I'm like, I can't comment.
Where the hell is she?
I don't know. But I finally said, does that mean you have no gag reflex?
You know, it's very
That's what I
difficult
said.
to get that stick all the way up the dog's. No, wait a minute.
Yeah, it is. But the dog keeps kicking.
Was it Lorena Creole? I think had one that was covered in Fruity Pebbles. I think she posted a picture of what. Yeah.
That's a Kong dog.
That's got to be at Disney if it's Fruity
That's
Pebbles.
Kong dog. Yeah, you can get those around here. They'll do it in Fruity Pebbles. They'll do it in potatoes. Kong dog. Yeah.
I mean, potatoes I get, but Fruity Pebbles? Really?
People like all kinds of weird crap on their hot dog, man.
Yeah.
Takes all kinds. Comics, you should know this.
Indeed.
Takes all kinds.
I know you, buddy. Hey, so we talked Chicago deep dish. Chicago style hot dogs. Is that actually a thing?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
They have tomatoes, a poppy seed bun. It's a Polish dog. They have pickle spears. They have peppers
on it,
jardiniere, and
God, there was a really good hot dog place here in San Antonio. They had a good Chicago style
neon looking relish.
There's a good one in Memphis, I seem to recall. And then New Orleans had a good one.
Deep dish is not Chicago style pizza.
Yeah, I know. I just wasn't sure if
pub pizza
Chicago style a Chicago hot dog was like actually it was like a touristy thing, or is that actually a Chicago style?
It's actually a thing.
Scott rightly points out the Koreans eat a lot of corn dogs. They like corn dogs. Not they used to probably like real dogs, but that's been, I believe that's
I hate the Chicago dog.
recently.
Can't stand them. My wife likes it,
but
I need Cincinnati dogs.
But I do have to say good night.
Yeah, he's got to go.
It's adieu. Au revoir, as opposed to goodbye.
Freaking Canadian
but it has
speaking
been
French
fun,
again.
though. I'm just going off to check that the Stasi are not at the door yet.
No, I mean, give it time. It is Canada, after all. I mean,
they're probably monitoring. Although I'm in the best part of Canada, Alberta, so I did have a show today, and it was a lot of fun for those who weren't there, which is probably 99.9% of you. We celebrated the 1987 movie Back to the Beach, the only movie in history where you'll see Stevie Ray Vaughan and Pee Wee Herman in the same movie, and that makes it well worth it. Plus, the bikinis were pretty good too. So.
Is it actually Pee Wee Herman, or is it?
No, it's actually Pee Wee Herman in the movie singing "Surfing Bird," and then Stevie Ray Vaughan and Dick Dale playing Pipeline. It's Frankie Avalon and Annette Funicello celebrating their old beach movies, but it's a bit of a parody. It's a lot of fun. So we had a good laugh there. Go back, you can go back and watch it. It's still there, like all the other things I do, like my review of K-pop Demon Hunters and all my other Korean reviews that I do. And every day I do a short with a record from my final collection. And as I'm only doing a gaming stream next Monday, I'll have some time to make some videos this week, which will be a relief because you've got to keep that content going.
Indeed.
So please, everybody, if you have not checked my channel out, go take a look. There's something there for everybody, which is why YouTube hates me.
The only reason the cops haven't knocked on the door yet is because they're setting up the maid station outside.
Yeah.
Well, they just mail that to you now. They mail it to you. They FedEx it to you and say, here it is. We'll be coming. We've got the wagon come to pick up your body in half an hour. Right. Well, good night, everyone.
Do it yourself suicide boot, Brian.
You're not fooling anyone. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Brian.
Later.
Sorry, sir. Doing my best.
All right. So one of the things that has happened recently is I do find that Seth MacFarlane at times does seem to be the voice of reason in Hollywood. And he has come out and slammed Hollywood for not telling hopeful stories anymore, which is largely the case. We've seen nihilism a lot more over the years. And me personally, I think there should be a nice variety of stuff. It shouldn't just be one thing. I don't like everything happy all the time. I do like some darker stories, some things with nihilism. But at the same time, I don't want everything to be nihilistic because that just gets fucking old too. So I think variety when it comes to entertainment really is the spice of life. And it's nice to see that people wanting to have more hopeful stories again, because quite frankly, I'm tired of the nihilism. I'm tired of the deconstructions that we've been seeing. I want to get to just back to having fun, entertaining movies. We saw Tango and Cash last week, which is the first time I saw it, and I'm practically kicking myself for sleeping on that movie. It was great, and the funny thing, Tox, that you pointed out, I think, as well as Culture, was that this was not a top of the line, best of the best. It's you could probably say it was a mid 80s action film, and hands down, it beats the shit out of most things that comes out of the theater these days, which is pretty sad if you think about it.
Yep.
So one thing I would like to see more of is just more movies like Tango and Cash. I mean, Hollywood.
God, that was so good.
Come on.
That was so good. And the witty banter between them was funny.
Yeah.
Was the film totally unbelievable with that truck and all that shit?
Oh, yes. It's fucking ridiculous, but it's great though. It's fun. I mean,
it's just a fun movie.
Yeah.
You know?
It's like what we talk about. People like to criticize me when I point stuff out in action films. It's like, well, that's not realistic. And especially when action movies tend to be more grounded these days. And that's the reason why I like to bring up the 80s and the action films during that time period, where it's like, yeah, things are a little bit more over the top. They're not grounded in reality. And it's like in a movie like Tango and Cash, or where they play with the rules a little bit. I don't have a hard time believing somebody's falling out of a, 5th story building window into a dumpster and gets up and walks away fine. Whereas, I have a problem with that with John Wick, because that's supposed to be a movie that's supposed to be more grounded, allegedly.
Started off
grounded, and then it gets ridiculous elsewhere.
Right.
But it's the rules that are set up for that movie or that genre during that time period. And when you kind of break those rules, and I know I've mentioned the whole thing with Last Action Hero, despite the fact that it was kind of a terrible movie, it was a bit of a commentary on action films, specifically from the 80s and early 90s. And it was kind of fun, even though it wasn't the greatest movie.
No, but they were fun. And that's the whole thing with comedy. They'll come after comedy. They'll come after movies. They want you to have fun. Right. And that's really the big problem, is they don't want you having fun. They don't want the joviality, or however you say that, because as soon as we're all laughing at something, all those differences that we suddenly had are no longer poignant.
Well, laughter also takes away power from the elites. Like if you're pointing and laughing at somebody, mockery. Yeah, exactly. It's like the things that we talked about last night with the, fast food chains all looking the same. And I know that Gary kind of brought up the whole brutalist architecture thing, which I'm guessing came out of the Soviet Union, that style. And that's the thing I guess they're trying to push these days, is where when everything looks the same in uniform, you basically have removed any kind of personality from it. And yeah, I mean, at that point, you really are kind of living in a communist dystopian, hellscape.
That's why Art Deco was so cool. It's a style that still sticks around. People like it because it was fun.
Yeah.
And that's what we don't have that. And I mean, Seth MacFarlane has said some pretty dumbass shit too.
He has. So
we've forgotten how to tell stories of hope. Yes, we have. Welcome to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
With this, that was what Star Trek was about. And when they stopped telling stories of hope.
Well, it's the reason why he did the Orville initially.
He's right. And the first season and 4 episodes of the second season of Orville were great. Then it turned into Star Trek.
Right. And that's not what I wanted. And that's where I basically kind of checked out.
Well, I checked out in Star Trek when the Borg were introduced, because at that point it was just about the Borg. That's it. They were the big bad power that nobody could stand up against. The Klingons were an equal power in the original Star Trek series. So that was a U.S. versus Russia kind of thing.
Right.
And that, that's the allegory. We get it. Allegory, simile, whatever. I don't know what it is right now.
Yeah, because they were equal, but a lot of times they were also in disarray.
And then there was a Russian guy showing up. Right. That showed up in the next season and all that stuff from there. So Yeah, we got the message of the original Star Trek is, yes, we had our nuclear war. We had all these things that people were really worried about at that time. And we got past it and we survived and we're better.
Yep.
There was no racism anymore. There was no sexism, wasn't any of that stuff. Well, Kirk banged everything that didn't, had a vagina, but that's different.
Yeah.
But we're not getting that. You got the story of hope in some of the JJ stuff, some of it. But then it just all became dystopian. Yep. All of it.
Well, specifically under Kurtzman, it did. What JJ
I would argue that it happened in Star Trek Next Generation. They stopped telling so many stories of hope when it was just nothing but the Borg. And the Next Generation movies are awful. There's not one of them that's good.
I'll agree with you on some of that. I think a lot of it where you started to see more of the dystopian aspect was slipping in was Deep Space Nine. I think.
Oh yeah, definitely towards the end with the ship porn, they took it to another level with the gym and all that other crap. Yes, I would agree with you then.
I would still argue though that Deep Space Nine did have a message of hope because it was we're going to win this and at the end you had that message there at the end, especially when Cisco disappeared. You had this anticipation of what's coming next. Things are about to get better. We're just not going to see it.
Because it was a lot like Babylon 5, the last best hope for mankind.
Right.
Yeah. And where did he go? What happened? But you know what? That's also what happened in Space 2001, 2010. Okay. Those stories, it's like, they're the same story. It's been told way back. All of the old sci-fi books, just about everything that we've had, Philip K. Dick. Okay, most of the great Blade Runner, Minority Report, all those that came from that, from him and his short stories, and Asimov, and all these people we've had. The original idea came from them, and then people just kept doing it. It's that melodrama over and over again, and it's you watch Star Trek because of the three people, and the relationship between them, and the only Star Trek that I know that worked with more than the three-person kind of triumvirate was Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
It had to because the thing didn't go anywhere.
Right.
Stuff had to happen to it.
Right. I want to get this comment because I didn't realize, I'm assuming Architectural Outcast is an actual architect. He says, Brutalism came out of modernism. Modernism comes out of European communism.
Yeah. I did not know that.
Makes sense. I did not know that either. Yeah, but that does make sense. Yeah. It's crazy. But here we are. We need to get back to having personality. I mean, that's something I like.
We stopped designing for beauty and we only design for efficiency.
Functionality. Yeah. I really like Victorian style houses. Those are nice. The house I have is kind of a colonial style. Which is, also nice. So,
related to this, it's not exactly the same as this story here from MacFarlane, but I don't know if you guys saw Daniel Day Kim was talking about how Hollywood has basically overcorrected for representation in casting Asians.
Yeah,
it's like we've gotten so serious, we've gotten so specific. The script calls for a Korean American, even though it doesn't matter if it's a Korean American character or not. It doesn't matter to the story, and so because the script calls for a Korean American, they won't look at a Japanese American. Yeah, it's this kind of thing. He's like, we've overcorrected, we've overcompensated, going the other direction, and he's basically calling for a little bit more. Sure, I understand why you did this to begin with, but now we've got to get back to center. It just feels
a lot
like
of times when they would do a casting call, they would basically say, white, Hispanic, Asian. We're looking for somebody who fits this demographic, right? It's not just like unless it's like something very specific in mind.
Right, you got to be able to speak a certain language, or there's a cultural thing that's involved with the story. Yeah. But I find it interesting that in the last 6-8 months, especially, we're starting to see more of these conversations where the people in the industry feel more comfortable coming out and saying, you know what, we kind of went too far.
Yeah.
Maybe we got to pull back to center and
because now it's affecting these idiots.
Because we're not making any money.
Well, no, because it's affecting these individual idiots.
Yes.
Yeah.
It always comes down to you. And that's what going back. The one thing you have to do is vote local.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
In the United States, vote local or you lose it all. That's how it happens. It's the same thing with nothing really matters until it affects you. Right. And that we've seen that proven time and time again. And that's why the United States and the way it's set up is the greatest government form that's ever been made, because government is imperfect, because people are imperfect.
Right.
Right. And it's a responsibility. And most people do not have the intestinal fortitude to stand up and say the U.S. government owning 10% of Intel is fascism, because it is.
Actually, I think it's more socialism than fascism.
Well, let me ask.
Fascism is socialism is when they own all of it. Fascism is when they own parts of it.
Let me ask this question though, because my understanding, and people have been debating about this, is it fascism if they've purchased that as opposed to taking it?
Yes.
You think so? Okay.
Yes. Because the whole point is the government is way too large. That's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
Why do we have to have two incomes to buy everything now? Why? Because the people in power realized if they made women work, they could get twice the tax dollars. And if I have all the money, I have the power. So the United States is sitting on the precipice of prefaces or whatever it is, of becoming a democratic feudalist state. Because how many of these people are they cheating to win? California had how many illegals inside of the count at the last census to be able to keep more seats when all the population left? I mean, Illinois should have lost 3 seats in the last census.
Mm-hmm.
They only lost 1. They should have lost 4. They only lost 1. Why?
Well,
because people are leaving the state in droves.
I think a lot of that may change, maybe. Because that was one thing that we're talking about last night, is like the fact that, you know, with Gavin Newsom saying, well, if Texas is going to gerrymander, we're going to gerrymander too. Oh, wait, we've gerrymandered to the point where we can't gerrymander anymore, because if we do, we'll put things at risk.
And that's the great thing. The good thing about that is that the people of California overwhelmingly voted to have an independent group determine the congressional districts. So Gavin Newsom can't do jack shit in California to redistrict anymore. He doesn't have the power. In Illinois, there are no Republican representatives or senators. So it's already happened.
Yeah.
There is one district in this state that I live in that looks like the letter H. I shit you not.
Like a squiggly line.
Yes, and there's one that just, I'm going to go through these cities here. Thank you, Durban. Right? And they're about to elect a true communist to the Senate seat that's opened up by Durban retiring. And
oh, really? In Illinois?
Yeah. But
wow.
This is the seat of progressivism started in Wisconsin, at the University of Wisconsin. And then you had it mesh with communism and socialism here in Evanston, Illinois. That's where it all mixed together there. But progressivism was a left and a right thing, because you had conservatives that were progressives that wanted the government to take over. And that's where we get the hegemony. So the people after World War II that won were the progressive conservatives who said, in order for us to be safe, we need to police the world. No, in order for us to be safe, people have to fear us.
Yeah.
Right? That's how you are safe. And we had nuclear weapons. We just keep creating better nuclear weapons. Said, okay, if you're going to take us out, the U.S. chose Hiroshima for a reason. It was untouched. Okay. And it was in a bowl. It was surrounded by mountains. So when the thing went off, it would cause the most damage.
Yeah.
The city they were going to hit, Nagato or whatever it was, before they went on to Nagasaki.
Okay.
The exact same makeup as Hiroshima with more people. Nagasaki, exact same makeup. What is it? It was a city by the water, surrounded by mountains, like Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm.
Maximum potential for damage. Why? Because they only had 2 of them, and they would take them years to make the other 2, and they had to make everybody realize we weren't fucking around.
Yep.
So boom, they did it. That's what stopped everything.
I want to get this from Pinochet, because this is he says fascism equals using private sector to enforce the authoritarian will, i.e. take a job or lose a job, but there's no mandate. Socialism is public control of the means of production. And it just jumped on me. Like current day. Yeah. Because like where we actually have seen fascism in this country has been what we saw what happened with Twitter before Elon bought it, right? Where you have the government colluding with a corporation to basically subvert the will of the people. That to me is fascism. Like I said, the
classic definition,
right?
Is between socialism and fascism is that.
Yeah. And we all know Mussolini is the one who coined the term fascism. He was a socialist. Yes, there's a lot of ties between socialism and fascism. There are differences, but they're pretty fucking close to being the same thing. This is one thing that we end up talking about afterward. Well, I mentioned the socialism thing after we ended the stream. Because the one thing I didn't get a chance to talk about was what is the ramifications of this? If the government does buy 10% of Intel, what does that mean going forward with them wanting to buy into other companies? And that to me screams of socialism. And obviously socialism is not the full seizing of the means of production, but it's tightly controlled by the government. You start getting planned economies. And that's the thing I'm more concerned with, is that if they get their hands into Intel and start getting their hands into other companies, are we going to be seeing the government controlling the means of production?
You mean the Federal Reserve?
Well, not the Federal Reserve, but the
Federal Reserve is doing exactly what you're talking about.
Okay.
And where did that start? A bunch of fucking fascist, communist Democrats, Woodrow Wilson and FDR.
Yeah.
And that's what it is in the end.
Yeah.
No, that's what it is in the end. And during World War II, the Blue Laws, the Blue Eagle, if you didn't have that displayed, you weren't a real American. And they, it happened. And that's it. The government is imperfect because the people are imperfect. All of this stuff happened that we're talking about now happened in the United States, World War I and World War II. It happened. There were people who were isolationists who didn't want to get involved in this foreign war. And the leaders in Washington persecuted them and killed them. Many cases. All right. That's what happened. So
Pinochet is correcting me. He says Giovanni Gentile founded fascism. He wanted a third way between communism/socialism and capitalism, not Mussolini. I thought it was Mussolini who coined the phrase, though.
He was the one that made it popular.
Yeah. Yeah. At the very least, you could say he's the one.
He was the first one to come out there and do it. But the classic definition of fascism that I understand is that fascists have democratically elected people, and they own business. Communists don't have elections and own everything.
Yeah.
So the fascists are smart enough to know that the government's going to starve everybody to death.
I don't think it's the government actually controlling business. It's them colluding together is what fascism is. Basically, what Pinochet said earlier. That was always the definition I was familiar with. But and the issue too is that the waters have been muddy when it comes to fascism. Is like nobody knows how to fucking define it anymore.
Well, yeah, they've used the word so much,
right?
It doesn't matter. But the U.S. owning part of any company, no, absolutely not. The government, the U.S. government has no business doing that at all. The U.S. government needs to be about 10% the size it is now, and that's just a good start. Because it was never that big. Never should have been this way. And it is, and that's why we're in the shit we're in. It's great. but it's not going to be. And that's because our government's too big.
Yep.
And how we control stuff and what other people do and how are we going to compete with others? It's the attitude, I don't need anybody else. That's what built this. You want to know what built the United States was the fuck you attitude.
Right.
You don't want me? We're Quakers. We're peaceful. You don't want us? We're going to move. You don't want the Puritans, which they're their own special kind of authoritarian cult, but you don't want the Puritans. You don't want them there? All right, come right along. You do your thing over there. I do mine over here. But it was 100% fuck you, because the majority of people who came over were indentured servants, and those people died in droves.
Ooh, Pinochet, this is a really good one. He said, fascism is private industry and government colluding, basically what I said, against the governed. He says, like, MasterCard's
the government owns 10% of you. Is that not collusion?
That's a separate thing.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Investment with no management and no voting rights is not owning.
Anyway, I want to get to the thing about MasterCard. Basically, the thing that they've been doing currently with a lot of these. Well, we saw it with firearms when they renamed or changed what guns and ammo were filed under, because they were general sporting goods. Now it's like guns and ammo, and we're seeing it right now with the video game industry, specifically because of Collective Shout. Granted, Collective Shout is not a government organization, but and I guess technically MasterCard isn't colluding with the government that I'm aware of. I don't even know if Collective Shout's an NGO or not, but you never know. And then there's the US AIDS thing as well on top of that. But yeah, I mean, there's definitely things I would say are concerning for sure.
Paying for things and propping up is not ownership. I get it. However, there are ways that the government goes around and doing that. They fund research.
Right.
That's how the skunk works happened. That's how all this stuff happened at Harvard and at Princeton. And that's how we got the bomb and all these other things. The government has collective buying power to help in times of great peril. That's what the government flexes. Right. But private industry becomes private industry. One of the greatest airplanes ever constructed, fighters ever constructed, was the Vought Corsair. Where's Vought now? You heard of them?
No, they're gone.
They're gone. Where's Grumman? 16-to-1 kill ratio in the Grumman Hellcat. Where is it?
Gone.
Nope, gone.
Well,
McDonnell Douglas, Skunk Works. Where are they? Oh, they're ruining Boeing, but that's a separate story.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, it's like the whole thing, what we've seen over the years with Sears and Sears Roebuck and what happened to Montgomery
Sears
Ward.
refused to go into the next, into the internet when Amazon came around. They actually laughed at them.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff. And
but
that's what
the point is that, look at Montgomery Wards. They're on. I don't know if the younger people, people like Void King, probably never heard of Montgomery Wards. I used to shop there all the time with my parents when I was a kid.
Okay, Pinochet, I see what you're saying, but when Trump comes out and says that we now own 10% of Intel, that's fascism. 100%. If that's not what they're doing, then he needs to stop saying it. If they are going in Intel and saying, we're going to give you these government contracts to make chips and do them here and do all that stuff from there, that's just a government DoD contract. And that's all the cybersecurity stuff is right now. It's just expanded DoD, right? Quantum computing and all the things. Once they have a quantum computer, forget your encryption. They're breaking it all in microseconds. Yep. It's over, right? So but it takes a lot of resources.
Well, it's like it's over until the quantum computer develops the next level of encryption. So
yeah, but you know what? Trump can nationalize Intel anyway. He's got that power to do that. He did it during COVID. He doesn't need to have 10% of the company to do it. It's just a bad look. Kind of like him saying there's now this, what he did an order that if you burn the flag, it's a...
Yeah, I got a problem with that.
Well, that's because the Supreme Court said it was illegal to do that.
The Supreme Court did?
Yes.
When did
flag
they say
burning is legal.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm sorry.
I misunderstood you. I thought you said that the Supreme Court said flag burning was illegal. Okay.
No, it is legal.
Yeah.
Trump is saying that it's now illegal. So the first time he comes against that, the government's going to pay out
they're going to
fine for somebody to do all that stuff. Right?
Yeah. I got to bail. I got a Mindy thing I got to take care of. So
all right. Hope she's feeling better.
She's feeling better. Not sure what the rest of the week looks like, but we're on 1 p.m. Eastern, live from the bunker. Wednesday night, Babylon 5. Thursday night back here. Always a pleasure. Good night, everybody.
All right. Laters, dude.
Thanks, Jason. Bye.
Yeah, I understand this has been a hot topic for many generations about flag burning. I personally am not for it. I think it should be allowed. It's free speech, in my opinion. You are allowed to hate your country, which is kind of retarded. Well, I guess it depends on where you live. You're allowed to protest. You are allowed to burn the flag. In my humble opinion, it is speech. It's not something I'm going to do unless I'm disposing of a flag, which is the proper way of doing it.
Well, I mean, the whole standing up, saying the Pledge of Allegiance, doing all that stuff, and the flags. Majority of flag stuff and all that happened starting in the 50s.
50s, yeah. I'm aware.
So it's only been a couple of generations where that stuff's been around.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, it's like the idea of a veteran protesting, burning it in front of the White House, and he's being arrested for it. That's nonsense. That's
absolutely wrong. And you're saying that you're supposed to follow the Supreme Court and telling the other states and people, hey, the Supreme Court, and then you don't do it. I just stop being a fucking hypocrite. Yeah. That's all I'm asking for.
Well, and I know that during his first administration, he came out against it. So I mean,
Pinochet's right. Burning a flag in a public area, you can do that. But burning a flag and then inciting a riot because of it, but you don't go to jail for burning a flag. You go to jail for the inciting of the riot.
Yeah.
Right.
And that is what. So again, it's Trump speaking hyperbole. I mean, I know we all don't like when he speaks in hyperbole. He's saying that if you burn a flag, it's an automatic 1 year. But what the actual EO says is that it's not making burning the flag a new federal crime. He's directing the Justice Department to prosecute anybody for existing crimes that occur during the act of a flag desecration.
Okay.
Right.
So if it is burning it in public, if it is, trying to incite a riot, any of those things, he wants full prosecution with a 1 year minimum. It's not the act of the flag, even though that's what he keeps saying. The EO specifically says all crimes that occurred during the act of flag desecration.
Right. So,
including vandalism or any violence, inciting any violence.
So reading the whole thing, it's fine. It's not what he said in the soundbite. And that's been his biggest problem. One step forward.
I'm just providing
3 or 4 steps back.
It's his hyperbole and the way he talks. We all know that.
Yeah, and he needs to shut up. And really, the guy's too full of himself, and he needs to shut the fuck up. Stop saying shit like this. Because there's a direct quote from him.
But it is quite funny that you can be arrested for desecrating a rainbow crosswalk or a pride flag.
Yeah, because that's a city ordinance. So a city ordinance saying that you can't start a fire on the sidewalk, right? That's one thing. A city ordinance calling it whatever. The hate crime laws 100% need to be knocked down.
Yeah.
100%. I can sit there and with a rather large machete cut down 60, 70, 80% of the laws that are on the books around all that kind of stuff, and we'll be kind of sort of back to where we should have been. There's no such thing as a hate crime.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
all crime ends up in some level of hate for somebody.
Yeah, that's the thing I've always said too, is like, aren't all crimes, motivated
really what
by hate?
Crime legislation is anymore is the ability for the federal government to step in and bring charges separate from the state or the locality.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. All right, want to get some chats and then we're out of here and probably get some memes. And I believe
let me say something with Mark's here.
Okay.
Yeah. So I grew up in grade school. We would sing as a grade school class, Grand Old Flag, America the Beautiful, the national anthem. We would put our hand over our heart while they brought the flag and we'd say Pledge of Allegiance. And I grew up in Oklahoma, so we'd sing Oklahoma, which was the state song. And that so we do that in assembly once a week.
And
then,
about 99% of us still do it at every single sporting event during the national
That's right.
anthem.
We stand up and we do that, sporting events. I've gone to multiple Chicago blackout games where they have a big deal around the flag and where everybody stands up and cheers and all that after 9/11. So yeah, we were taught in doing that, but that was definitely also a government op. That was the government coming in the 50s and saying, we need you to do this. So they went to Good Housekeeping. They went to other magazines.
Mm-hmm.
We need you to do the trad wife thing. Now, I'm just calling it trad wife for what it is now, but that's not what they called it then.
Right.
Because I know I've talked to my grandparents while they were still alive about this, and the stuff that was in the magazines in the 50s that we see in the films was not what life was like at all. So we've been part of the propaganda machine in our government for quite some time. And it's just, you need to stand up from that, realize that it's propaganda, and keep going. And it took me a long time to get out of this. I grew up and for a very long time felt that the United States had a duty to go to other countries where people were oppressed and to defend them. Women that were being circumcised in Africa for their religion or whatever the stuff it is. And there's other stuff going on. Protecting the people in Iraq, protecting the people in Haiti and all this other stuff, right? That's what I was taught. I do not believe that anymore because all that gets you is your young people dead.
Killed, yeah.
That's all it does.
Yep.
So
you're not wrong.
But do I love this country? 100%. I have 5 flags flying on my house. There are lights going across my house that are red, white, and blue. There are rocket ships throughout our front garden that are solar powered that are, have lights going off in fiber optics and all that stuff. 100%. Well, I am a civil libertarian like this country was founded on. And
back to the whole Pledge of Allegiance thing. I remember doing it in elementary school.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like as you get older, they stop doing that stuff, or if they just stop doing it in general, because I think by the time I got to high school, we weren't doing the Pledge of Allegiance anymore. In elementary school,
maybe in homeroom, but that was it.
Yeah.
We were still doing it.
When every day when we started school in elementary school, we did the Pledge of Allegiance, and that was basically it. And
5 is not excessive.
I think it stopped in high school because some people had a 0 hour and some people had a first hour in our school. So
yeah,
what was your actual homeroom class? The 0 hour or the first hour? So
we had 7-day Adventists that would not stand because they thought it was idolatry and stuff from that. And there were some people that got real pissed off at that. But once you explained it, that's a freedom of religion thing and all this stuff. It was different.
Yeah.
The guy that was the corpsman and all that stuff in that didn't carry the gun but saved all the people in Iwo Jima or whatever it was. That's what he was, 7-day Adventist. They didn't do that stuff. So, but I mean, we always had the flag before every event, and we said the Pledge of Allegiance for every event, and we still do. I get it. But if somebody doesn't want to do that, I'm not going to be upset at them.
Yeah, I agree. All right. Brian McCann for $2 says, buying a revolver, have a 38 special already? Suggestions. I'm not a super revolver guy. Tox, I think you probably have more experience with revolvers than I do.
What is he looking to buy?
Another revolver, not a 38 special.
Yeah.
So
Something
it depends on what you
38.
want. I have a Ruger LC9, which is a 5-shot 9mm revolver. It's smaller. I ended up buying the larger grip so I can get all my 3 fingers on it. It is what I call a get off me gun. So Desmond Doss, that's right, Pinochet, that's who it was. And it's an ankle carry. It's a back, it's a fanny pack carry, whatever you want to call it there. So I've got that for self-defense. And it's 5 shots. If somebody's in on me tight, I don't have to worry about the slide reciprocating. If you're looking to have fun and you got unlimited budget, get yourself a 50 cal revolver, man.
50 cal revolver? Jesus.
Oh yeah, they make them. And just get yourself a hand cannon and have fun with that.
The only revolver I own is a Smith & Wesson Governor, which is the 45. It's chambered. It's 45. It'll fire regular 45 bullets, as well as 45 long Colt and
410s, right?
And 410. Yeah, I like it. That's
a really good snake gun.
That's why I use it as my snake gun. It's a big gun. It's pretty heavy. It's all metal. It's fantastic. I've only shot twice at a snake.
Yeah.
Not too bad the recoil on the 410 shotgun shells.
Most of your revolvers are going to be 38 specials. I mean, you can get a 22 45. Revolver if you want, but I mean, I would say that if you're going to get one, just get the 357 Magnum and go with that. I'd get at least a 2-inch barrel.
And if you, and again, depending on what you're wanting it for, there's always the, I think it's the Ruger Blackhawk, which is chambered in 45 long Colt. Those are fucking cool guns. That's basically like, it's an Old West gun. It's a single action, which means that every time you fire it, you got to, pull the hammer back. It's neat. It's not something you would carry, but it's a fucking cool gun. It's fun to shoot.
Oh no.
Exactly.
I've got a 45 long Colt lever action. It's a very fun round.
That is, very much so. A Series Raptor sent an email for $2. And also, Jeremy's black girlfriend complaining about child support. My child support payment stopped coming in, so I had to resort to doing what I always do. Now I'm going to prison. The one lesson I've learned is it's the white man's fault.
Oh, that's great. Why do I think that's Jaffo?
Next time I talk to Jeremy, I'll make sure he gets your child payment.
Black girlfriend. That's right.
It's fucking great. Pinochet's helicopter tours for $1. I think Ron Coleman is representing 4chan. Ron may be an old lawyer, but he has his fingers on the pulse of the culture war.
He does. He really does. He annoys me at times, but most people do.
That's anybody.
But Ron Coleman, he does not represent people just because. He does when it's either a cause that he's believes in, or he thinks that it's a cause that they can win on and make a difference.
Yeah. I know that it was mentioned in the article because it was actually written by WDW Pro. I don't know if he's actually representing them because I thought he specifically stated that they're not being represented by him in the article, but I could be wrong. Pinochet for another $1 says, so how do we turn this around to future-proof and protect the children from globalism and global homo commies?
We got to hold about the next 12 years to have any real progress.
Yeah.
You
4
really
years
can't.
isn't long enough.
Yeah. You really can't. I mean, we thought the Republican Party was done during the Obama years. They were just awful. And McCain, come on. Yeah. McCain and Romney, come on. And look what happened. A populist candidate will come along. Andrew Jackson came along. He was just as big a buffoon as Trump is. But what he's stating isn't anything that he's really stated before. It's just what the people want. And if you look at Trump, he'll do things, and then when popular opinion really goes against him and his base, he changes his mind, like on amnesty.
He typically sticks with 80-20 positions.
Yeah, he does.
Or 70-30 at worst.
That's what gets him going. And he definitely has some people around him that are not helping him. I see a turnaround because of, I believe it's Harmeet Dillon. I think Harmeet Dillon has gotten in and shored some things up. They got the deputy guy coming in to probably replace Bongino.
I would say Harmeet Dillon as well as Tulsi. I
Tulsi
think
Gabbard is the real deal. So she believes this shit. She is 100% American people, civil libertarian. Is she a Democrat in the way that she thinks? Yes. Am I a Democrat in the way I think? No. However, what got everybody along fine, while my aunt, who is a staunch Democrat, and I still love each other and talk to each other all the time, is because of civil liberties. We all hate the government.
Yeah.
We're just different in how we deal with that. And
I
Tulsi
think
Gabbard runs, I'm voting for her.
I think when it comes to trying to future-proof your children, homeschool, I think it's probably the best thing, and instill your children with values, instill them with a work ethic, be involved in your kid's life. And I think this is like a large part of the problems that most people are busy, which is not always a good excuse, but it is certainly a reality, is that you got to be involved with your children's education. You got to, homeschooling them, or maybe like do what Gary did, send your kid to a private school that's not infested with an ideology, or
Yeah, it's rough. What's going on in public schools today, and I have a little bit of insight on that with where Mrs. Fluestone and stuff and everything. It's really bad, but there's a lot of people fighting back on that.
Yeah.
They're starting to unhire these people.
And that's a good thing. And the one thing I have to agree with is that the best thing that COVID did is it gave parents insight to what was going on in their children's education. And I think that woke up a lot of parents.
Yeah, because you could stand behind them while they were having their Zoom classes and listen to the BS they were being told.
Agreed.
Yeah. And that's so I don't think you can future proof. Well, I know a lot of people that have had a lot of problems, but I mean, come on. Everybody's been through shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the fuck over it. Everybody's been through shit. You know what? My mother had a life growing up, okay, that I see all these people crying about their shit on Twitter. Fuck off. My mother had way worse of an upbringing than you ever even thought you had in your wildest dreams. And you know what she did? When she turned 18, she said, that's enough. I'm not doing this. I'm not bringing that into my life anymore.
Yeah. Well,
so all you have to do is decide not to do it.
Yeah. Well, it's the reason why the term first world problems is a thing.
I did. They didn't want me. I'm fucking nuts.
Yeah, he did. When I first met Tox, I was talking about the whole thing with voting local and being a part of your kid's education. Tox actually ran for school board. Yeah, that was a long time ago, Tox, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was been a while. But
4 years,
we got this
5
building.
years.
Yeah, it's about 5 years. And we had one guy that was openly saying he was going to do the stuff with the trans and all this stuff from there. He got nothing. And
that's
but
good.
we banded together as citizens to keep this stuff in the building behind my house they were going to build and all that. You get enough concerned people together, and that was 500 people. I mean, it all comes down to local where you are.
Yeah.
That's it. And it took 500 people, and we not only defeated that, we defeated our alderman, and he lost by 600 votes. And these marches are so low. That's what it takes. When you lose the democracy, the republic, whatever you want to call it, is when you stop being informed by what's going on, about what's going on, and stop voting on it.
Yeah.
If there's too much for you to keep in your head about what's going on, that's your key to understand the government's way too big. Right?
Yep.
So, but do what you need to do. I've raised my kids the same, and I've got 3 conservatives and 2 flaming libs. It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, and a lot of that too is that some of that is also personality, right? Some people are going to naturally be more liberal than others. Same thing with conservatives. It's not just
sometimes the values instilled will come out later in life.
Yes. Yep.
That
my oldest boy this weekend, he came in telling me that, we should tax unrealized gains, and I nearly came unglued on him.
It's such a stupid thing.
I'm like, do you know how much fucking that would cost me right now?
Well,
you shut your bitch mouth.
Yeah. It's like, you don't understand how much it's going to cost you, buddy.
Yeah, you're not getting any of this stuff. You think this house is going to be yours? Fuck that. The government's going to take it.
Yep, pretty much. All right, Magnum Norse for $5. I understand it's not simple, but muster the Rohirrim. Yes. No, I mean, it's not. That's the thing about freedom and liberty is that it's not free, it's not cheap, right? As they say, the tree of liberty is watered with the blood of patriots, and that's unfortunate.
We started having real problems when we started letting everybody vote and calling it a right instead of a privilege.
Yeah,
100%. That is 100% true. And Mr. Tickle Trunk, you are Canadian, so I will forgive this faux pas. There's 4 cats. 1 is a communist. 3
he
are.
keeps mailing me copies of the Communist Manifesto talks. You should
That's
probably
right.
talk to your cat.
Yeah, that's Socks, the cat, the black and white one. So yeah, the 2 torties and the white cat. The white cat, of course, not a communist.
All right, just give me a 2-parter
for tattoos.
Pinochet's helicopter tours. I'm just gonna say for $4 because it's 2 parts. Says every record has been destroyed.
You got a 2-part chat. He had to break it up. Oh man.
Yeah. Well, it honestly, it's the best quote from Orwell.
Every
record has been destroyed or falsified. Every book rewritten. Every picture has been repainted. Every statue and street building has been renamed. Every date has been altered. And the process is continuing day by day, minute by minute. History has stopped. Nothing exists except an endless present in which the party is always right. George Orwell, 1984. Great book if you've not read it.
Okay, this is not
never
funny.
heard of it.
Carl Socks. Socks. I will have another cat. I will name it Carl Socks just for you.
That's hilarious.
Socks Cat Flu. Yes, that's what Socks' name is.
But yeah, it's if you haven't read it recently, read it. It's
Brave New World will scare the ever-loving pants off of you too.
I don't know why you've never mentioned that book before, Comics.
I don't know, man. I don't think I mentioned it ever before.
Which one?
1984.
1984.
I don't think I mentioned it enough.
Is that the one by George Orwell?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, it was actually by Phil Cape Dick. No, I'm kidding. Also, Pinochet says it's like the UK forgot about Oswald Mosley.
Now he's making me look shit up again.
I'm gonna have to look that one up, buddy. Yeah, probably the smartest man.
Oh, Peaky Blinders.
Oh, okay. Probably the smartest
British
man.
aristocrat and politician who rose to fame during the 20s and 30s. The 6th Baronet.
Interesting. All right, he says for $2. Dear UK, 3D print go burr. Remember, UK, if you have a knife, you can get a gun. If you can get a gun, you can get a rifle. If you can get a rifle, you can get whatever you want and get your freedom back. Yeah, it's why they want you to give up your guns. It's because the government can basically do whatever they want with you. That's the thing that's so frightening about it. Brian McCann for $5. People in the UK government converted to Islam in really 2001 era. I remember them talking about a lot on BBC. The news went silent around 2008 era.
Yeah,
interesting.
There was something that happened in the early 2000s. There was a guy that worked for the AP, and he stopped putting out stories on the AP Wire about Paris Hilton. Just stopped. And then he did it for 3 months, and nobody ran any stories about Paris Hilton. And then she was wondering why she wouldn't get any news on something. And he came out and said, yeah, I did that. They fired him.
That's
from that. But I mean, that's AI's big threat is not taking jobs or any of that stuff. AI's big threat is that it will be the aggregator of the message that somebody wants to be said. And you know now what COVID proved is that those people on CNN and MSNBC and Fox News will all just repeat and parrot what's put in front of them in the teleprompter. Right. Well, and that's going to be run by AI.
Remember what happened with Gemini when you put in, was it a 16th or 17th century, king of England? It was a black dude.
Yep.
A king of England eating watermelon. It was a black dude eating watermelon.
Well, you go to any of the other AIs and it says, I'd like to get a Ford seat electric car, and Tesla doesn't even come up.
I wonder why.
And it just, I mean, that's the problem with all this stuff. It's not AI. It's just a language system,
Large
parsing
model?
system that does parsing data. It's using the language R. It's doing a bunch of that stuff. And all it is how somebody shapes the data and how they want to tell you.
Well, I mean, we're talking about the whole thing with biases. That's very much the case when it comes to AI, is that you can program a bias into AI.
Mm-hmm.
Just like how you can make an AI racist. It's the same thing. Yeah.
So, no, I have given instructions to Gronk for writing scripts and stuff about videos and comedy and that kind of stuff for ideas. So that I've done.
Yeah.
And you can do AI to edit your videos too.
AI is great for seeding ideas. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. You're going to have to change it.
To me, it's the next generation. I think you said this, Comics. It's the next generation of Google.
Yeah.
It's that evolution. It's next evolution of Google.
Yep.
Or Wikipedia. Wikipedia can be edited by anybody.
Yeah, I think that's a better thing, is that Wikipedia is that wide open thing that can be influenced because there's enough people that focus on a little thing to say something.
Yep.
And to make the change. So yeah, there is that. But Gronk is trying to keep from doing that. And if you do Gronk with have it research out and pull articles, it's usually pretty good with those.
The deep dive.
Yep. All right, back to Super Chats. TVG Monster for $2 says, I like First Contact. Well, and the reason why he says there's no good ones, even though First Contact is a good one, Tox takes the Borg. That's why. Deadman says Tox is wrong. First Contact is really good.
Crappy film.
That's honestly the only one I really like out of all of them is First Contact.
It was the only one. Yeah, that was the only one was actually worth it, was that one.
I'm fine with watching any of them except for the one with Tom Hardy.
Oh, the last one?
That one.
Clone.
Yeah, the last one.
Who was it? Somebody wanted an AI called... Oh, now I can't find it. Oh, well.
All right. Mod Eric for $1. Deep Space Nine had the only captain to commit genocide on a planet, Cisco, made it so the whole planet had to be evacuated in 5 minutes or die. Most people, that could not happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cisco ended up being badass and just doing this stuff. There it is. I like Boobapedia.
Yeah. Fair enough,
It's
man.
just, yeah.
I think I already got these two, the Mussolini ones. Mod Eric, final super chat for $1 says proper way to retire an old flag is to especially burn it. Yes. What will happen is blue cities and areas will only be prosecuted the people who do it the proper way. They will not touch rioters. Yeah.
Now, just the conspiracy theory 4D chess thing. What if it's just to get all the left to start burning flags in the streets so that he can then move in the National Guard to Chicago and LA because you've got a riot? That one actually would not surprise me. But I'm not big in the 4D chess crap. But that one I could see somebody saying, well, you could just make flag burning outlawed again, and they're going to do it immediately.
Yeah. What we got on the meme front, Talks?
There's probably a bunch of stuff. I stopped paying attention.
Okay.
Let's see here. Nope. All right. I think I got them all in. All right.
I'm going to go pull up Sabretooth Raptors stuff real quick. Oh, he's got 3 ships today.
Actually did a meme saying new one. I'm not going to have any more time to do that stuff. All right. This was good. I thought the Ghostbusters pizza, that's a nice little cutout and stuff there. Thought that was good.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I'd eat that.
Yeah.
This was funny. Woman with makeup, woman without makeup.
I can't tell. Still staring at the tits.
Still staring. This is the weirdest karaoke place I'd ever seen. Yeah. Yeah, so true. Let's see. Leaving the thrift store on payday. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the Peacock thing.
Shopping at Goodwill.
Shopping at the Goodwills. Ex-pimp, homeless, and whoreless. Hashtag pimp lives matter. Outside a Ford dealership. Sounds about right. Okay. Gen X disaster kit for sale. 4-in-1. Earthquake, tornado, hurricane, nuclear bomb shelter. No low ball offers. I know what I have.
I remember that.
Yeah, if that's my dad. That's what they did. That they have the sirens come off and they do the whole thing. Yep. Duck and cover.
Yep.
Tornado stuff. We do those disasters all the time.
Yeah. Get under the desk and cover your head.
Mm-hmm. Kiss your ass goodbye. No matter how still you have been, he's been stiller. That's pretty corny.
Awful, but funny.
All right, here we go. I acted like I hadn't been fed and got a second breakfast. The Lord forgives my child. We're cats after all. Very true. Very true. No. Two chicks at the same time. Sir, I think you are confused about what we do here.
What?
What? We're down to only one cracker now, Cracker Jack. We must protect him and his dog at all costs.
Yep.
Yeah, that's all we're down to. They've taken all our crackers. I now have an EpiPen. My friend gave it to me as he was dying. It seemed very important to him that I have it. Oh, yeah. Shit posting will continue until government improves. We'll be shit posting forever. Yep. When you look to the stars for ancient astrological wisdom, you're fucked. Yep. See there, celery, when you have that sudden urge to bite into water with hair in it. So very true. You have my sword, and my bow, and my snacks. And somebody has to give them out snacks.
Yeah. The soccer mom.
I don't know if we can show this, but the Rattler 9000 is extremely funny.
That is hilarious.
I don't know who this dog is or why he's banned from the park, but he certainly seems like a lot of fun. Skateboarding with wine and smoking a stove.
Jacket too.
Yeah, he's got a jacket on. That's right, he's got a jacket.
That's a super straight dog right there.
That's super straight.
That's the reason why they don't want him.
Have you heard of our Lord and Savior brother? Jehovah's Witness. That's funny.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
That's good. My name is Chris P. Bacon. Yeah, I am into that. Boy, we had bacon over the weekend. It was good. It's comics. Sorry. Let's see here. See, here's your mistake. You added a fucked don't give.
That was a good one from last night from Deeple.
Am I doing these again?
Yeah, that's fine. Those are funny.
I don't know. He put them out there, put my name on them.
Yeah, it's fine.
People who annoy me, people I annoy, people I can be friends with. Yes, that is right there.
The intersection.
Yeah. Looks like a vagina. All right.
Or two boobs.
This is true.
Yep.
Did they really publish an apology for this?
No.
Okay.
It was not an apology. It was we understand that some people are upset, but we're going to do whatever the hell we want.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do a barrel roll.
I mean, they did publish something that they called an apology, I think. But yeah, it's not an apology.
Go figure.
You'll never end the Fed with memes. Well, first of all, through God, all things are possible, so jot that down. Yeah.
Rob Mack.
Damn, bought this shit coin back in 2013 and I'm down 50%. Yeah, very true. A two-party system for dummies.
Yep.
Recycle, landfill,
Yep. All go in the same place.
Ancient shamans say, give us tribute tax and the gods will provide better weather. Modern Charmin says the same thing. Yes, very true. They're just shysters. And we saw that. And here's
speaking of barrel rolls, there we go.
Going over a barrel.
Yep.
Making him fatter, though. Very thin guy.
Kind of looks like his barrel was so heavy it stopped and it's blocking the other barrels.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is Tom's barrel waiting to go, and Culture's just sitting there going, nope.
Nope, I'm having a stogie first.
Yep.
I don't know. It looks like a black dog dick, but okay, whatever. Whatever it floats his boat. And there's cross-eyed Nick ready to go over.
Yeah, the funny thing is that looks a lot like
Mad.
Dan Vask.
Dan Vaz, that's true. Did Dan actually shave his head?
Don't know.
For this? Okay.
Is that what's the internet saying these days?
I think so. Yeah,
Okay.
that was funny. That was funny.
That's a video.
Yeah, video. I'm not going to watch. I got to watch those. So we did that one. Here's the ones from Bell. Distasteful food and great liquor since 2020. Yeah, all the
That's
barrels.
when they added liquor or alcohol was in 2020.
2020.
Oh, okay.
The start of
What
the
the
downfall of the
fuck is
Cracker
that?
Barrel.
It just, in order to see the face, it just kept making them bigger.
I think it's Jimmy Fallon.
Mom jeans. Oh, that's upset. People seem to be throwing their support behind all the exciting new changes we've made. Ooh, boo. Yeah, that's good. And yeah,
that's the one you sent me. That's obviously a great job with that.
I like how the bat just magically shows up in the other hand.
Yeah.
Boom. He's that cool, folks.
I think he bounced it off the ground directly into the other hand.
Well, the funny thing about it is I'm done with that game.
No.
I literally streamed for 4.5 hours on Friday just to finish the fucking game.
What game?
Dustborn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, you finished it. What was the end story?
They cross the border and that's it. I mean, it's you could tell they're kind of like trying to position themselves to do a sequel. I don't see it happening.
Now we're getting into last week. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Robert Smith.
That's back when South Park was very, very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it.
All right.
Your memes.
Your memes mean nothing to me. Okay, maybe they do.
Are you going to do that? You got it? Okay,
yeah,
good.
I got it. You're good. You've been memeing, dude.
Tomorrow I'll be on Mad's new channel and we're doing Madapap. Then Thursday back here, Friday is Sen and Art. Sunday, come check out the bullpen on my channel. Hope everybody has a great night. Catch you later.
Okay, and before we pop over to talks, Deadman says, that sounds like a great idea, comics. Would you like me to search for ways to improve your channel? I don't even remember what the fuck I said, dude.
What did we say?
I
have no idea. DM me on Twitter. Remind me what I said. I honestly.
Is that supposed to be an AI response?
Maybe. Oh, fuck. Okay, yeah. If we're
like in South Park?
Like in South Park, yeah. That's right.
Okay, that's what I thought.
That makes a lot more fucking sense.
I just couldn't figure out the context at first.
Yeah, I couldn't either. Okay, that makes sense. Manflu.
Yeah, whatever. You're doing stuff on Thursday, right? So we're doing a show Thursday. See Culture stuff. You go to Culture's channel, make sure you turn the bell on, watch his stuff. He's pretty funny, pretty based, and he's got a good pace in the way he say things stuff. Go see him. Watch 70 stuff. 70's got some shorts that he's doing about his vinyl collection. And that's been pretty cool. I've been going through some of those myself. Someday, after comics is done with the latest thing that we're trying to launch off the ground, we might do a video about something.
God, I'm probably gonna do a video. I'm taking a break from coding this week. I am fucking dead, dude.
Yeah, you can only do so much.
Yeah, I've been working way too fucking much. Yeah, I need to take a break from coding. So I'm probably going to end up recording a video this week just so I don't have to look at my computer. I was so fucking tired today. I discovered like a bug before I sent you over the login info because the password reset wasn't working. So I got all that situated. And I'm like, that's all I'm doing. That is all I'm doing. I am just doing show prep and I'm not thinking about coding because I literally, when I get done with work and if I'm not on YouTube, I am literally on my laptop working on the app. And I'll start getting you guys' feedback on it and start implementing stuff next week. But I need to take a fucking break.
Yeah, I've got a push over the next couple of months. We get a lot of stuff going on. So it's going to be a little crazy. But I've got that song for Monday. So that's the next thing I've got to do. Get that out there.
Also, happy belated birthday, Mad.
Yeah. Mad's, I think, 24.
And some change. We got you, right, Brahma? I'm brain fried right now.
Yes, you did.
Okay. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out. It was great seeing everybody. It was great seeing you guys. I am fucking tired. And here's some credits. Enjoy. I still need to update them for rolling.
Nah.
Matt says, "Oh yeah, basically 24."
Yeah.
Oh fuck!
Sure. So,
God damn it! Sorry, dude. I queued them up and I completely forgot to pull them up.
The ships.
Yeah, the ships.
all right. Well, I can go through all those again. Take care of yourself, comics, Argenum, because fuck Brahma and Tox. Thank you, Argenum.
We all know I'm a lost cause.
Yeah.
All right. I'm glad you said something, man, because I actually.
That's nice.
I'm really digging this next one. That's fucking cool. I love that little. Looks like the rocket bay that goes overwards, over the top of it.
That's comics likes the rockets right up.
I think this is another. I think this, I don't know if it's one of the previous designs or if he's improved on it, but that's pretty fucking cool.
I like that design.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. All right. Now we're out of here. Finally. And credits.
Gotta love when we say we're doing a hard 2 hours and then every time we say that we go 30, 40 minutes long.
Yep. That's always how it works.
Hey, you guys tired? Yeah, I'm tired.
Let's not go too long.
2 hours then? Okay.
When am I wrong?
4 hours later.
I'm never wrong.
We have a joke about how Tox can't say the word wrong.
I have never been in my life. Well, maybe you Tox, but not Brahma. Thanks for clearing that up, Argenum. Brahma will be able to sleep tonight. There are some ships. See ya.
Being able to sleep tonight would be a nice thing.
I get your internet fixed?
No, that's why I disappeared earlier tonight.
Those bastards.
I don't know. It just keeps dipping in speed just randomly. And I think it's just they've got so much crap they're doing in the neighborhood that they've jacked up everything. Ever since they cut the line, I've had every time I streamed, it's gone down. That's why I'm not using the camera, because I can't trust the speed. And then I start roboting, and then I get kicked.
Right.
That sucks.
All this equipment, and it's the internet that brings me down.
We're just one jackass cutting the cable away from nobody having any idea what they're going to do.
Yep.
Yep. Bye, Argentum. Take care.
Somewhat entertaining tonight. That's like a 10 out of 10 out of Putin's cat.
I know, man. That's high praise from you, man. What's up with that?
Yeah, something
He
wrong.
agreed with most of what Talk said. That's why he's okay with tonight. He actually said it earlier. Talks is making really good points tonight.
I know, I saw that.
Whatever that asshole said, I like it.
I would have highlighted, but I'm afraid that would inflate Tox's ego a little too much.
No.
There's barely enough room for us in this panel
as it is. Yeah. Mahalo, bitch punks. I gotta get in there. I used to be a lot nicer. I started hanging around with these guys. My true nature came out.
Come hang out for the bullpen Sunday, where we will be dissecting all of Tox's points from tonight.
All right, everyone. Good night. We'll see you next time.